people. Do not get mad at me. Oh, what the fuck? No! What's happening? Stop it, you fucking thing. People. It's the Midweek Chat Attack. Avengers Infinity War is out. God,
man, I'm so glad you're fucking something.
What'd you just say? Yeah, you look stoned as fuck, by the way.
That's only because I got to stop coughing. You caught me in the middle of one.
Oh,
I was gonna say, Nick, beat ganja.
yeah.
I'm not stoned as fuck. Stoned as fuck is that one night where I kept giggling through like the first 30 minutes of the show, and y'all could barely see my eyes.
Wait, I thought it was because I was being funny.
Yeah, maybe.
Okay. Well, I mean, the thing, everyone's freaking out nowadays, today, and etc. And, you know, I'm going to just show you guys a little bit of a preview of what we're going to be talking about later on, because this is not all the topics we have on the side. No. Later on, we are going to be talking about, see that right inside over there? Avengers Infinity War. So do not think that we're not going to be bringing that up tonight. We are definitely going to be bringing that shit up. Right, Ganja Guru?
Well, kind of fucking have to. It's like, the second coming of Jesus, the way the internet's reacting at the moment?
Absolutely. And you know what, dude? Well, you know what? I'll save my feelings for when that time comes.
Oh, my favorite is I had to get on Alan's ass earlier.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm just saying, like, it's a trailer for a movie I'm already gonna watch, so it's like, I already know I'm gonna be there, you know?
Yeah, but the point of our show is to introduce people to the content. They want to see our opinions on the trailer. If you didn't see the trailer, you just pull some Justin Zarian shit, and everyone gets mad at us when we do that.
Oh, yeah. People get mad at me if I watch it and hate it, if I watch it and like it, if I don't watch it and don't like it. It fucking... no.
Yeah, I mean, well, here's the thing, and by the way, too, I just want to show this really quick. Jenny is giving us some information here, saying you guys gotta shorten those goddamn headlines. I would say so, but it's just, man, these stories. I mean, I could easily just put in like Pokemon Go, but it could be anything, you know.
See, like my thing is though, like when people complain about like, because I've actually seen this problem on a couple of websites that I'm a fan of, like their head-in. But the thing is, like, that is not for us, Jenny, because we actually got good vision. But like, imagine somebody that watches our show, someone like that's got short eyesight or they can't really see without glasses, and they just really want to see the content from a distance and know what we're talking about. That's the perfect head-in for it. But if you're close to his computer screen, that shit sucks.
No, and the thing is, really quick, I just want to give a shout out. Bro Black Man is actually in the house in the YouTube chat, and I saw this boy and actually listened to his voicemail on Phil the Issues Guy's channel. And this is a dude I was just on talking about Walking Dead. And I gotta say, dude, I mean, I don't bring this guy up enough, and this dude's fucking awesome. I love his channel so very much. And Broke Black Man is actually part of his live
motherfucking co-host?
Not co-host, but just a continual viewer, and I think he's a moderator in their YouTube chat. But here we are over here. Yeah, you guys should definitely check this guy out. Seriously, I mean, yeah, over here he's doing a Viking Season 5, Episode 1. I think tonight they're gonna be doing a little recap of that kind of stuff tonight. But yeah, definitely check Phil out.
I forgot Spike. I'm a huge fan of that series, so I'm kind of disappointed that I gotta do this show now instead of watch that.
Yeah, man.
No, but issue, like I checked out his channel when you were talking to him. I think it was what, like 4 or 5 months ago, Nick, that he's come on and actually enjoyed what we liked. And one of our biggest thing, if you guys are YouTubers, we don't care what channel. You can have 5 viewers, 6 viewers, 2 subscribers. We don't give a damn. But if you got good content and something that's very enjoyable, we watch it and we'll spread the news. And he's one of those guys that you watch his program, he's just so happy to be there. Yeah, he's just enjoying every topic. Like, he's basically the Anthony of his program. Like, I never seen such a dude so cheerful to talk about a shitty movie before.
Yeah, absolutely. Or just a series. And, man, his community is great, too. I mean, like, Bro Black Man, like, he's always in there leaving voicemails on their phone, just talking shit and just shooting the shit with everybody. I really love everything that goes on over there in that channel. So, yeah, definitely check them out and everything. BBM. When I keep saying Bro Black Man, it sounds like I'm being fucking racist or something. So, like, I was going to call you BBM for now on, bro.
Hey, man, Bro Black... Nah. You got to do it right. Broke Black Man 94. That way they know it's a fucking internet name.
There we go. The 94 is going to make the biggest difference, hopefully. Yeah. Jesus Christ, I hope we remember that.
Do what we always do. Come up with another nickname for you.
Yeah, and the thing is, I mean, I'm not going to be showing this a whole lot of people, but, I mean, over here we got the Double Toasted chat room and everything. Go to doubletoasted.com to be part of that particular chat. You can, put memes in there, pictures and things like that. Not inappropriate runs, you motherfuckers. But the thing is, we're not going to be showing that chat a whole lot tonight, and the only reason why is because, and I would say about 30 minutes, we're going to get the Double Toasted show to go on, the movie review extravaganza. And and Broke, I'm gonna call you Broke. That's better. Broke is way better. But yeah, CJ Grayson's in there, all my peeps and everything. So just so you guys know, Double Toast is starting in 30 minutes. So if you guys want to watch that, go ahead and shut that out, and you can watch this in the archive or vice versa. I don't give a shit, man. But if you guys want to get into the call too, there's a way to do that as well. And Alan, why don't you tell these people how to get into that motherfucking call, buddy?
Yes. So basically, I'm going to be sending out PMs to everyone in the DT chat. So just check out your inboxes. It'll be flashing red and yellow, red and yellow. You click the link and you can join the call and talk shit with us.
Oh yes, talk some shit with us, but don't talk too much shit because there are some motherfucking rules and
Damn right there are rules. Because some of you guys get too much fucking shenanigans, and we gotta cut that shit out. For example, rule number 1: newcomers join the call first. For example, Broke Black Man 94. If you want to come and join us in the call, just hit up one of Alan's PMs and click the Google link. The only problem is, man, we gotta make sure you got a good headset and a good mic, because you gotta keep in mind this is a live show and people want to enjoy the shit, hear the humor. And if you got a bad setup, it doesn't work. So remember that in mind for the newcomers that join the call first. Rule number 2: do not talk over each other. Especially with some bad jazz cat, because it just makes it confusing for me because I got to keep talking over that. And it's just confusing for people that got to listen to it later on. Rule number 3: please no nudity. I'm not going to come up with something creative because this is just be in your head at this point. Keep the titty to yourself. Rule number 4: don't give anyone else the link. I almost fucked it up and said give somebody the link.
Yeah, give somebody else the link and break this rule as soon as possible.
I was trying to give you a fucking catch-22. Do not give anyone else the link, people, because that would get you kicked from the program and they dumbass for clicking it. Rule number 5: read the rules. And Allie girl, please don't let your mother be there for the people to hear it.
Don't be a dick.
And she whispered that though, so yeah, her mom's there. Her mom's taking a shit or something. Like, I don't know what it is, but she's in the house.
He's upstairs, so I don't want to take the chance. So.
You know what? That makes sense because her mom was funny. I know, like, Allie girl, you better shut the fuck up down there, you motherfucker. But by the way, too, you know what, dude? I'm gonna do something really quick. We don't do this enough, Mr. Ganja Guru, but we have a Facebook page. Okay. Ooh. Now, why don't you tell them about this lovely, beautiful little Facebook page that you got going on?
All right, guys. So the Facebook page is basically for us to get you guys all into one group and to solidify the community better. So basically, we want you guys to update profile stuff like there. Let us know what you guys are into, stuff as movie stuff, and just comment and bullshit on our videos. Also, we're gonna be starting putting some shows on there as well. I don't know if you guys saw last week we were doing the Untitled Video Game Show. Yes, that is the actual official name, the MCA's Untitled Video Game Show. We're not changing it. And this week, we're going to possibly be doing another nostalgia game if we can get it working. But if not, we're probably going to do something modern or whatever me and Alan come up with. Most likely, it's going to be entertaining because from what you guys enjoyed from last week of us doing the Mario Kart, it seemed like you guys had a great time. It was one of our most popular most reached one. And not only that, as we get better with this, we want to try to incorporate the community more, especially that Facebook is about community outreach. And we want to get you on for some of these shows that just fuck around, just fight on the controller.
Yeah, absolutely.
And of course, you guys can watch Alan Rage Quit occasionally.
Yeah, and I mean, people were actually saying like, man, we didn't get to have Alan Rage Quit, but you did see something rare, which is him not doing so bad. And I'm not trying to talk shit or anything, but you really are good at video games. I hate that everything we've played has been something that's you're bad at, but trust me, he is good. I'm coming from me.
Man, it was ridiculous. There's this one time I was in first place the entire race, and then the last half stretch of the third lap, I go from first to fourth. No fucking reason why I'm leading.
Because you suck.
Fuck you.
See, and we troll him too, which is always good. He always gets mad when we do that too, but it's...
And all of that, we put our highlight videos up there as well, guys. And anybody that comes up with fan art, any community questions as well, make sure to message us inside the Google group so we all get the chance to see it. And also, get a chance to see all that beautiful fan art that you create for us as well.
Oh, yes, people. And speaking of video game playthroughs, I love that GIF, and now it stopped. What the fuck? But... the thing is, though, we're going to move on to our first topic over here, and that is Animal Crossing Pocket Camp.
You mean Pocket Pussy?
Or Pocket Pussy. I like that name quite a bit.
Is it funny? You guys have been saying that for
I'm going to force this joke down your throat like Animal Crossing got forced down Nintendo's.
Okay, I don't think it was forced down Nintendo's. I think Nintendo is getting something out of this big time because apparently they popped 15 million downloads in 6 days, sir. And isn't that just an opinion? This is an actual fact. Look at that right there. Animal Crossing Pocket Camp.
What the fuck? All right,
because it's fun.
I got a question. My problem is right now is people like this animal shit, but meanwhile Sims 4 is just completely dying on the West Side. It's like,
I don't think it is.
I don't get people like, oh, I love Animal Crossing, but fuck the Sims. It seems like the same thing to me, but I never really played it myself.
I mean, here's the thing. I never played Animal Crossing before either, but this game is just, and it's so, I just like playing something that's just so chill for once. Everything else except for Minecraft, and I know there's people in the chat right now, Jet, that will be talking shit about me liking Minecraft, but Minecraft is one of those best games. Me and Anthony actually bonded over fucking Minecraft when we first started this MCA shit. Speaking of, I never even asked you, Ganja, do you like Minecraft?
Yeah, I actually did play it for a little while, and my thing was I was never that creative with it. I know that's fucking hilarious, but my thing I always made generic castles and generic stuff. I didn't know how to get really into it, and make like these extravagant designs and extravagant things. Like Alan's talking about, he made a fucking long distance train, like went around the whole map. I never got that far into it. I was more into the survival aspect of it and trying to make my character last as long as it can before dying. But after that, it kind of gets boring. And I never bothered with the PC version. I always did the Xbox version, so I've had very few people to play with when it came to that stuff.
You know, I don't blame you for doing that, by the way. I really did not like the stuff on PC. I don't like having to put everything together. I mean, I know it sounds crazy, right? But it's just one of those situations.
That, like, it's mostly all mods, and at the time, I didn't really know that much about the computer system, so I didn't know how to mod any games. So every time I try to join a multiplayer on PC, I would just get the, oh, you're not compatible with this multiplayer map.
Yeah,
right.
And I didn't like that either. I mean, that shit used to frustrate the fuck with me. But, I mean, I do love me some Minecraft. Minecraft is fucking awesome, and I know that Jet's in the chat saying Minecraft is whack, but, you know, I don't know. And then she's saying Sims 4 is bad, too. See, here's the thing about Jet Jackson. Not great taste in video games, except for Animal Crossing Pocket Pussy. And, yes, I will call it that. Now, Allie, I was going to ask you, I mean, I don't know if you're a big Nintendo fan. Obviously, Ganja hates Nintendo because he's jealous and they make a lot of money. But you, Allie, are you into Animal Crossing at all?
I didn't even know what that was until we talked about it.
Oh shit! Really? Okay. Yeah, and it's been something that's super popular for quite a while. Not like this particular game. This just really came out, but I mean, yeah, this is something. Let me see. You can show this. This is actually what the hell is that noise? What happened?
Hey man, ignore the fairy. I'm trying to get some magic dust out of it, and just keep with this topic. Keep with the topic.
Yep. Okay, I got you. So no, but this is actually the game over here where basically you just go around and you just collect materials and you try to give it to animals and then you just build relationships with them, much like The Sims as well. But here's the thing though, and I'm actually kind of curious. I'm gonna get your opinion on this, Alan. But nowadays, I mean, The Sims 4 just got on PS4 consoles. And I'm thinking, do you feel like right now we're about to slip right back into that simulation craziness? I mean, Train Simulator's always on the Humble Bundle, shit like that. I don't know what the fuck's going on.
That's,
you know what I mean? But
never gonna come back, man. Like, we're always gonna get PC and console ports of vice versa games because since the systems can kind of handle a lot more background processing, you're gonna be able to see stuff like The Sims and Minecraft and all that shit come to the consoles. We're not going back to the simulation bullshit. Those games are for like old people that don't know what the fuck they're doing. Where it's like Animal Crossing and Sims are for kind of the younger generation to kind of get into it. And the console versions are always, they have to be a dumbed down version of the PC stuff just to get people used to it. So it's like, I think we're going to see a lot more of the heavy PC stuff go on consoles, but we're not getting simulations back. That's never going to happen again.
because have you heard this game called Truck Simulator?
Oh god, I've seen the trailers for that. It is hilarious.
Okay, but see, let me ask you, like, why do you feel like this particular game? And by the way, I mean, I typed it in, and this is what came up, an actual truck. But at the same time, oh wait, is this? No, that's not an actual truck. That's a video game. Holy shit, that's a real looks.
Is that one of those games like Ghost Simulator where they try to make it realistic for not a realistic, but like try to do like a stupid simulation?
No, that's
no one really wants to play.
No, it's legitimately realistic.
These ones are ones that actually try to like make it so you're driving around in a real truck and shit. And it's the most boring fucking thing in the goddamn world.
But why does it keep coming up in Humble Bundle? Like, dude, like this is actually a very expensive game, and it's making sales like a motherfucker, dude.
I have literally no idea why anyone likes this game. There are so many simulator games. There are like 15 truck simulator games. There is like a train simulator. There is like farming simulator, which was on PS4. Like, I don't understand why anyone actually gets these fucking games.
That too. It's like very.
Oh
positive.
no! Not only that, then I got different versions. Like you can do America, you can do Europe. Man, next you know you're gonna be trucking on the Great Wall of China, Alan.
That guy clocked in 30 hours. Like.
Yeah, no, okay, that's true. But then again, you've clocked in 30 hours on games like fucking Just Cause 3 and things like that. I mean, and honestly, I want to take it from a person who's put 30 hours into the game. If you put 30 hours into the game, whether it's good or bad, I know, holy shit, I am able to put 30 hours into a game. And that's really fucking cool that this...
I mean, sure, but it's just like, it's one of those things, like, it's for a very, very specific audience, and that audience is no one you've ever met in your whole life. But there's an audience out there for it.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know, man. And like you said too, Ganja, I thought this was going to be something like Ghost Simulator where some type of joke, whatever. But no, it's very serious stuff. And Daihan's actually in the chat. Awesome to see you there, buddy. I hope you're still doing that voice acting stuff.
Hi, Daihan.
No, by the way, he's like one of the best voice actors I know, man. That dude's fucking just... No, is it Daihan or Daihan?
Yes.
Daihan.
Fuck!
Come
on. Sorry, buddy. Now, Allie, I want to ask you, too, just while we're on this somewhat of a subject, do you feel like the simulation games are going to be coming back any chance? And, I mean, especially with Sims 4, like, are you going to get that at all? How are you feeling about this type of stuff?
I thought I had mentioned, maybe I didn't say it on the show, but I think The Sims 4 is just a complete waste of money. Just because it's just a step backwards from everything they introduced in Sims 3 for the base game. They're just charging you all of the stuff that you have to get. Oh, separate packs just to have pools?
Oh, are you serious?
Yeah.
At least it was like that when it first came out. I don't know if they've changed that since then, but yeah, that's what they were doing. All the stuff that you were given in Sims 3 right off the bat, they're all of a sudden now separate, and you have to pay for them separately with Sims 4. So I'm just like, no. And then also they have loading screens to wherever you want to go in your neighborhood.
What's some PS1 shit?
Yeah, it's like, I thought we moved past this from Sims 2, but apparently they want to bring it back. That's what I loved about Sims 3, is that everything was just like consistent. You could go anywhere. You didn't have to wait on loading. So I don't know why they implemented that back. I think it does have some cool stuff, but not enough for me to like pay my money to get it unless it's like free, honestly.
Yeah.
So,
and that's the biggest thing too, is the freeness of some of these games too, because a big thing here, and I mean, I was really into games like the Sims Build It game, where basically it's Sims City, but like in the phone, and it's free, and you have to pay for, you know, making certain buildings like upgrade faster, shit like that, obviously.
Right.
In this game,
Yeah.
you know, Animal Crossing has that too, you know, this whole Pocket Camp thing. But I mean, yeah, dude, like it's literally the second largest Nintendo mobile launch, I mean, ever. Like, I mean, that's...
Well, yeah, the first being Pokemon Go, you're not beating that.
Well, wait, does Pokemon Go count? Because it wasn't on Nintendo devices, right?
No, Pokemon Go is on everything, dude.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Well, then fucking
That's what
A.
the first one is. That's why I'm saying Animal Crossing is the second, because the first one's Pokemon Go.
Okay.
Man. Does anyone play that Pokemon Go anymore? Like, I know they updated to like Generation 3 Pokemon, and I don't see anybody walking around anymore like trying to catch shit. It seems like this kind of died in 1 year.
yeah, only the hardcore people play it. But
Yeah. Team Mystic, bro.
basically the mass market, everyone stopped.
I think what it is that I think people still play it occasionally. It's just people aren't getting hit by cars anymore.
Oh.
Yeah, exactly.
Did they have a Chicago meet that was a colossal fucking disaster because there's too many people there and they couldn't handle the servers?
I don't even know, but I remember, like, yeah, there's a ton of situations too where, I mean, they changed their transaction method somehow. I forgot if they made it worse or bad, but like they were noticing, like, yeah, this is not working out for us. Either we need to increase like payments in certain ways or decrease this shit. And then they started doing all these weird little events. And I guess we'll talk about this really quick. But Pokemon Go players had a chance to catch a Ho-Oh, which, by the way, what the fuck's a Ho-Oh? I don't know what the fuck a Ho-Oh is.
A Ho-Oh is a magical bird. When I read that in the fucking docs, I was like, Pokemon Go players get to catch a hoe. I was like, what the fuck?
Yeah, I was like, you might get attached with some hoes. I guess like Tinder and Pokemon decided to make a deal or something.
Hey man, all I know is you give her some rare candy, man. She'll give you a great time.
Oh my goodness! I count my poker flute.
Hey,
We're not doing this. We're not doing the Pokemon punch.
No, Alan, fuck it.
No,
Alan,
I'm not standing for this.
No, hold on, I'll meet you, bitch. Alan, all I know, man, is when she gets really nasty, I'm gonna take a Pokemon snap of her, all right?
Oh damn! That was
Ooh.
actually really fucking bad. I'm sorry. That was really bad, man.
I was gonna force it no matter what, son.
That's what she said.
Oh, and Jenny's actually helping us out over here with our language translation. She's saying that Ho-Oh is Phoenix in Japanese, which is actually kind of cool. That's pretty cool. I like that name. I mean, granted, Phoenix sounds
Jenny, what's weeb in Japanese?
actually, I'm curious what that is too.
It actually just translates fully.
Yeah, no. No, and here's the thing too, like, and I guess it's like a Christmas gift, but like, don't you have to pay for it though? Because let me move up over here. It says, give yourself a Christmas gift in the form of a golden bird. Now, I don't know, because it's saying you get a chance to catch a Ho-Oh. Now, for me, I don't really care about having chances to catch something. I want something. If you're gonna give me a fucking update, I really want that particular thing, or else it's not really an event for me.
Well, that's the thing. It's an event. It's one of those things where it's like, hey, come in here and you get a good chance to catch it. If not, you wait till the next time.
Yeah, Dayham's actually got it pretty much right. Pokemon kind of caters to like the Japanese market, where they kind of really don't care about the American market. Like maybe when it comes to because I know Pokemon Go does this international thing where they want people on vacation to play it and to catch Pokemon that are only like region locked. But besides that, I don't think they really cared about the fucking American market when it came to this stuff, because then they get a lot of rare Pokemons first and had more of the events.
Well,
and the updates as well.
Bigger market share is like eventually America did get a bunch of stuff, but yeah, it was where it exploded because Japan, like that's all they have. It's like mobile games and phone games are huge in Japan because that's mostly everything they do. With America, it's a bit more of the console stuff, but they still do eventually. It just depends on what's the bigger market share.
Yeah, I'm looking in the chat right now too. Tay's up in there. I'm really liking that. I'm seeing most of the Double Toasted people come onto this chat, whatever, and I don't know. I like seeing everyone's names. It looks different, but at the same time, like I know y'all. It's great. But no, you're talking about like events and things like that. People going around doing certain things. Like, yeah, man. I like that they're getting fans together to do projects like this and whatnot, but it is going to get tired. It's going to be exhausted, and I don't think people need to continue doing this now. Like, Alan, what do you feel about that, man? Like, do you feel like these events are going to exhaust the fans and make them not give a shit anymore? Or?
Nah, man. People are like feverish over Pokemon. Like when Pokemon Go got announced, it's like, man, no one's gonna give a shit about this. And then it became like the biggest thing ever. So it's like at this point, like if it's Pokemon related, I think as long as they're not doing like them back to back to back, I think people are always gonna come out to these to a certain degree. Like I doubt they're ever really gonna exhaust it because people like Pokemon. People like going around and catching Pokemon with their friends. So it's like it's always gonna be something out there for people.
And Allie, I was gonna ask you too. Like, do you feel like this is gonna exhaust people? And when this first came out and everything too, the Pokemon Go app and everything, did this kind of like all the hype, did it wear you out a little bit or not?
I mean, I didn't care really, honestly. I mean, it didn't really diminish. If anything, it made me want to like try it at least once.
Yeah, me did download it, so I mean, it did something.
If anything, it's good marketing. Since everyone is, talking about it, it gets more people into the game. So, I think it's good publicity for them.
No, and I absolutely agree. And I mean, I just wish I knew who the fuck this character was. It looks cool. I like that. It's a golden fucking phoenix bird. I think Phoenix is a better name for it, though. I mean, honestly.
That bitch is a ho-ho.
Fucking ho-ass bird, Phoenix. No, but
I told that as a kid for the longest time. I thought it was ho-ho for the longest time. Until someone had to fucking correct me.
Until he got so much attention time.
My issue, though, I'm having an issue with this as well, is the fact that, like, I really hate how, once again, and I said this a couple of times during this conversation, but saying, like, yeah, I really don't like the fact that this is a chance to win that particular fucking bird. I feel like you should give it to me or make me buy it for a very small amount of money. I don't like the fact. What are you laughing at?
Are you just asking for microtransactions just now for
basically?
Fuck the Sims for buying a pool, but man, I'll buy the shit out of that bird.
Yeah.
Well, no, because the thing that frustrates me is like we'll get into our next topic over here, but like I agree with the electronics arts dude. Basically, the CFO from EA. He explained why the Star Wars Battlefront 2 DLC is not just cosmetic. And I'll pull up the article right now. I don't have it up as we speak. But the thing is what he was basically trying to say in the article and just telling people is like, yeah, people need to get something worth their money. Overwatch will do this thing where they have loot boxes and all these ridiculous fucking price, like $20, like, random shit, basically gambling for fucking children. And you get these things and they just make your guy sparkle and shit, like some weird fucking Barbie doll bullshit. And I'm like, if I'm going to spend that money, why am I not getting, like, infinite ammo on my gun or something? Some really cool thing. I know the game already has infinite ammo, but you see what I'm trying to say, right? Like, it should make the game tangible. Easier. Yeah, something tangible. Like, I mean, what do you feel about that, Ganja? Do you feel like... I mean, do you agree with him, by the way, the EA CFO, when he said that?
No, fuck no. Man. Fuck him and his idea that DLCs are not just cosmetic. Because half the time... All right, maybe when it comes to some shooters and multiplayer games, it's maybe not cosmetic because you had the Battlefront series recently that's done a DLC package that was actually a new map, new battle mode, and new army features and new characters to play as. Mm-hmm. But the problem is a lot of these games are guilty of what The Sims is doing, which is, hey, this feature was in the old one, but now we're going to charge you for a pool. And a lot of that shit is catching on within this industry to the point that I don't trust EA because they try to make fucking Battlefront 2 basically gambling at this point. To the point that they're talking about like shutting down it in European markets because a lot of those countries don't know how to handle EA's idea of a loot crate system, that they might just ban the game because it promotes gambling, and to a certain degree it fucking does. And I agree with Robot King when he says enough with the stupid microtransactions. I like microtransactions when they were cosmetic, $1.99, and they were just a way for you to support your favorite developer. My favorite example is Paradox. They have a lot of character models, a lot of stuff that you can buy that's extra side stuff that never affects the main game, music, and stuff like that. But for me, I have all of it because I want to support Paradox as much as I can, and I know that all this DLC stuff goes directly to the studio, and it's a good studio, has a good reputation with me. But a lot of other people, they're like $5.99 for this hat, and then they'll do some fucked up shit where the hat has like 20 hit points, and you could just beat like the first half of the game because you bought this hat. And other people have to grind more, and sometimes they do what EA did and made it to where if you don't pay, it's going to take you fucking a day job for 4 months to actually get to that character level.
Yeah, I mean, I agree with you in that sense. And Dai, in the chat, he's saying in Belgium, they're talking about outlawing loot boxes because it's gambling for kids. And Jenny said, when did yeah, I know it's weird too. I heard the high score talk about that on Double Toasted, and I was kind of like, what? Are you exaggerating? But I looked it up, and yeah, it is true. It fucking sucks. And then she asked, Jenny asked, she says, when did loot crates become a big thing in video games? I feel like it was super quick when they were forcing it down on the Playverse. Now, Alan, you play probably more video games than all of us, I think, you and Allie. And I was wondering, when was the earliest time you remember loot boxes being a big thing, or loot crates, or whatever the case might be?
It depends, because it depends on what you actually define as a loot crate. Because I would say Battlefield 4 was the earliest that I remember. But basically what Battlefield 4 did is battle packs. And you got battle packs every time you leveled up. And they would open up and you get like attachments for your gun, or you get new guns, or you get whatever. And you could buy them if you want to waste your fucking money. But I never did. Like I clocked in 400 hours. I leveled up everything. I got everything I ever wanted. And I never bothered buying. Because to me, it's like these loot crates have always just been shit I never, ever really cared about. Because I'm playing the game. Like the more popular one became with the Overwatch, where it's like you get skins and stuff, and after like a couple of hours, I'm like, man, I am never getting anything I fucking want. I'm not even gonna waste my fucking time with this bullshit anymore. And then when I played the Battlefront 2 beta, I was like, oh, okay, they're doing a similar thing to what they did in Battlefield, where a lot of the stuff you get is through these loot crates that you get like every so often when you complete objectives. I'm like, okay, that's not too bad, because I actually play the games, and I don't mind playing the game as long as I'm enjoying it. So to me, it's like none of this stuff's ever really bothered me, because to me, it's like I play things vanilla anyway. I don't really ever go to like, oh, I need this super awesome skin. I'm like, not really. I can live without it as long as the game is fun. If the game is boring, then I'm not going to play it. If the game is fun, then I don't really care about accessories to any degree. So when it comes to, I'm not going to spend a dime on Battlefront because I don't need to. Shadow of War, which had loot crates and everyone's complaining about that, I beat that game, didn't spend a fucking dime, because it's like, it depends on what you really want to do with this. And I feel like some people are really complaining way too much about this, because Overwatch did this for years and no one said a goddamn thing ever. And Battlefront does it, and it's like, I think it's only because it's Star Wars people are bitching about it. Because like I could name 5 or 6 games off the top of my head that do the exact same thing. Black Ops 3 has it where, you know how ridiculously difficult it is to get some of the most incredible melee weapons? Like, I have a buddy of mine that spent like 4 months trying to get it. Like,
oh yeah, and then they even differentiate the supply drop variety too. Oh, go ahead though, Gotcha.
Oh no, I'm sorry to interrupt, but the thing what I was going to say is the problem with it is they're making it an essential with the EA game. Like the fact that they have actual statistic and numbers that are like, yo, man, you need to actually play for almost 2 weeks of this game solid in order to lock this character, or you pay $40. There's no in between. Like with that, there's at least some skill involved and there's some luck within the transaction. But honestly, man, the more that we're talking about this, even though more games do it, it does not justify it. I think they were just the first ones to take it to extreme and got caught. And it's now that everyone's looking at the game industry like, all right, I think you guys are promoting gambling because you guys, instead of actually making better products for $60, maybe raising it to $80 because we all know how expensive gaming producing has gotten. Especially now everyone's trying to produce 4K, ultimate high definition, water physics that look like water drips off the character's ass crack perfectly. That it's going to cost a shitload of money now to produce these games. And as a consumer, I understand if I have to pay another $20 for a game, but the problem is the game industry now is fucking you on quality. So you're like, I don't justify paying my $60 and I don't justify paying these 200 extra bucks on stuff that should be cosmetic or cool extra features for hardcore fans that is now a necessity in order to play the game.
Now, I'm at a point now, too, where, I mean, I will say, and trust me, like, I would be right with you talking shit about the industry. And I know that might sound like, okay, now he's going to play devil's advocate and pick the fucking side of the EA dude. But here's the thing, and I just want to show this. Well, let's see.
I'm ready, brother.
I'm really curious if you, Alan, and Allie are going to agree with this after I say this, because maybe this might change your mind, and you see the other aspect of this. But he says, the reality is there are different types of players in games. Some people have more time than money, and some people have more money than time. You want to always balance the two. Now, I don't think this was ever balanced before. I think it's always been, if I have no girlfriend, no job, and sit down in my mom's basement playing video games all day, I will beat your ass at any game you want to play. You play Battlefront, you play Battlefield, I will fuck your shit up because I'm over there with my fucking Cheeto fingers fucking playing all day with my big fat ass. And I mean, well, I just called the whole gaming industry fat. I'm sorry. But the thing is, though, it's like, with all that time...
You're kind of not wrong.
Y'all speak for yourselves. I'm just going to say that.
No, but the thing is, though, what I'm saying is, like, there's a lot of time that people have. And for me, if I could pay to be at least somewhat competitive and enjoy my fucking video game without a bunch of virgins beating the fuck out of me as something that I spent $60 on, I will spend extra money to get the cool gun. I will spend the extra money to get an armor that can take a couple of extra penetration hits. Wow.
But that's the thing, like, I get what you're getting at, but like I come from playing Battlefield and the original Battlefront, and even seeing some of the stuff with Battlefront 2, it's like, this isn't a fighting game. This isn't something like Injustice where the characters are the game. What this is you basically play as a random grunt, and a lot of the heroes you get are like special heroes that only work within games. So it's like, when you pick up Battlefront 2, you're not sitting there to play a single-player campaign as Darth Vader the whole time. You're playing as a stormtrooper or a robot or a random grunt in a Battlefield setting. So some of some of the times when you get your loot boxes in order to get different guns are really only slightly there, where it's like, it doesn't really matter how good the gun is. It matters how good you are as a player.
I disagree, because I don't know if you remember the fiasco with the Han Solo gun, Alan, in the first one, that it was actually overpowered in the first, I think 4 months of the game came out.
Yeah,
and that was a DLC purchase in the game that gave people that bought the DLC an unfair advantage in the multiplayer thing.
Which you got at level 20, and that takes maybe 2 hours, 3 hours.
Yeah, but it doesn't matter when you got everyone that started off as rookies and you gave these one set of rookies the ultimate gun.
Yeah, but again, it's one of those things where it's like, that does happen. And most of the time that ever would affect you was when you're playing a certain game mode. But when you play the flagship game mode, which is essentially Conquest and Rush, the quote-unquote best gun ever doesn't really make that much advantage to the actual objective of the game.
And not only that, you bring up the heroes, and the whole marketing campaign was built around the fucking hero aspect, that you can play as Darth Maul, you can play as these new villains and heroes from the series that are now making their first appearance in the new Battlefront series. And the fact that they put them behind a paywall shows that their whole intent was to get you to eventually cough up more money.
Yeah, but 90% of the time you're going to be playing as a grunt.
Yeah, but that's not everyone's goal. Most people want to be Luke Skywalker. Most people want to be Han Solo.
Yeah, those are cool and all, but you can only be one of those heroes a game, and if someone already picks it, well, you have to wait till they die.
But that's still a goal.
What are you spending most of your time playing the game? You're not spending most of your time playing as Darth Vader.
But that's the goal. That's just because you stay. All right, this is my thing. You say it's the you're walking around as a grunt the whole time, but that's because you have to. Yeah, because you have to unlock everything. You have to wait your turn because they have to keep it a balanced game. But the point is, it's not balanced if some motherfucker who dropped $40 gets half the character list, and now you made the fucking battle itself unbalanced.
But the thing is you still need to actually...
You always will have more people that have to grind through it, because unlike what this asshole said, EA, more people are broke nowadays than have extra income to just buy DLC packages left and right.
But then at the same time, and I don't know if Alan, if you're thinking about this too, and maybe I can help in the sense of kind of getting your point across, is in a sense of yeah, you're right, Ganja. It would be fucked up that everybody, everyone's trying to get the same goal, but it's not fair when something happens. But then it's also not fair too that because I got a relationship, I have a family to fucking feed, I have a job to do, I have a podcast, and then I just want to come and play a game and not get destroyed by fucking 8 Darth Vaders.
Well, that's always been the problem with
because time is money too. You know what I mean?
Which you can't...
not when it comes to video games, because you're giving your time to a digital product for entertainment. You're not there to make money or to play it. You're giving it willing, I'm not going to make a dime doing this because this is for me to have a good time and enjoy. My problem is when you say I don't got time. It's the more you're blaming more of the multiplayer aspect of how we make multiplayer games, where we don't take into account people that are rookies for the first time and people who just bought the game 6 months later into the date because they didn't have the money or the console to do it. That's always been a problem with multiplayer games, is they don't know how to balance new players and moderate players from the hardcore Cheeto heads.
It's impossible. It's impossible to balance a game because you can have a situation where somebody leveling up does not indicate skill in anything. You could be level 10 and be the greatest person ever, or you could be level 140 and be the shittiest person on earth just because you've played the game. But what makes Battlefield and Battlefront separate from Call of Duty is the large-scale warfare, where it's more about your teamwork and less about you being, this random OP character. Because when you play these games, when I played the beta, you had to get a bunch of points over the course of the game. So it would take you 10 minutes or so based on how well you're actually helping out your team, based on how much you're taking objectives. And then you get to pick one of the many heroes. And sure, in order to actually get there, you eventually have to level up and all that stuff. But you still have to spend even in-game to get in-game points in order to actually do the big stuff like heroes or be a plane and shit like that. So it's at the end of it, I think people are so... I feel like this is just this is the only reason this exploded as hard as it is because it's Star Wars. That if this was how Overwatch did almost the exact same thing and no one cared because Overwatch wasn't Star Wars. I think that what's one of the biggest issues is it's because Star Wars is this huge IP that every single time anything Star Wars ever comes out, people are like rioting.
Yeah, that's kind of how it works. Usually you have these little companies that are doing like shenanigans, small, really shady shit. And then you have one big company that's like, fuck it, we're going to take it to the 10th of the level. And they get caught, and then eventually it gets regulated, and that's kind of platform gets rung in. And that's basically where Win is now with EA, just to the point that the mouse itself is pissed at them and threatening their exclusivity.
Well, they make them look bad. And yeah, like that's the thing. Like, and the thing is, it's weird because it's like, I want to say that I like EA because I do like EA for the most part, but I do hate a lot of the shit that they do, like a lot of the stuff because it makes DICE look bad. DICE is the developer of this, and they make Battlefield, and that's one of my favorite fucking game series of all time, and they're making them look bad, and that's to me is why basically with the pitchforks and everyone else, because EA is making their good developers look bad, and then their other developers are just fucking killing. Like it's kind of ridiculous what they're doing.
Yeah.
Like that's the bigger fucking flaw. Like when is DICE gonna go by the wayside like with Radical and fucking BioWare?
Yeah, and I'm looking over here too, and I mean, like, we can argue about this all day, but the EA stock is down more than $3 billion in shareholder value after Battlefront 2 controversy. Now, here's the thing, man. I don't know if this is going to hurt them a whole lot, too. And I mean, we'll do this really, really quick. And I know people missed it, but over here, Ganjo was fucking dancing.
I was freaking down, bro. I had a celebration, man. I got fireworks I'm going to light off in the closet later.
No, because Battlefield!
Okay, but I don't think it's going to be hurt that much. And I also feel, too, with them actually
it could. Like, it could be like, well, you guys are too much hot media. We can't give you guys the budget for the next Battlefield game because of how we fucked you over. Like, look, you want to know how bad, like, people are so ridiculous of they're yelling at DICE. The EA does this shit to other fucking developers underneath there. Yell at them for that, not because of the microtransactions. Look what they did to Titanfall. They released Titanfall 2 a week after Battlefield 1 released.
Oh yeah, Visceral.
And completely fucked it over. No, it wasn't Visceral. Visceral they fucked over entirely years back with they overbloated the budget for Dead Space 3 and there was no way they're ever going to make it back. So they ended up shutting down the company after the failure that was Dead Space 3. But Titanfall 2, that was made by Respawn, they released it a week after Battlefield 1, one of the biggest releases of the year, and everyone forgot about it.
Yeah, and that's the thing too, because that's the thing that scares me, because you would think that they, and maybe that contributed to the stock going down a little bit because of the fact that like holy shit, dude, you guys are gonna be losing out on fucking Dead Space 3 gone, fucking Titanfall is gonna be coming to you guys, but everyone was looking at that like a bad thing, and plus Titanfall 2, they are still gonna be releasing like other shit for Titanfall 2. I mean, it's not like we're not gonna be talking about fucking Titanfall 3 for a while. You know what I mean?
I'd honestly be surprised if a Titanfall 3 actually happens.
Yeah, and Dai, which is actually pretty cool, he says his girlfriend actually started working for DICE when the game came out, which, hey, I know it's scary, but at the same time, I think you're going to be fine. It's EA.
DICE is a great developer.
Man, I don't know, man. $3 billion, man. Dai, you better help her out.
That's a development studio.
Some staff being cut in soon.
Yeah,
and that's the worst part is EA does this shit. They do this shit worse than Microsoft does because at least EA releases games. But again, it's just like DICE is getting DICE should not be getting any flack for this because this is 100% a publisher. This reminds me of Evolve. If you guys remember that game, where it was made by the guys that made Left 4 Dead, and like, oh man, we're gonna do this cool monster thing. 4 people versus 1 monster. It's gonna be great. You're gonna love it. And 2K is like, you know what'd be great about this? Let's just sell every code, every single thing we could think of.
They did the same thing Paladins too. I forgot who does Paladins, but they did the same thing too. This ain't working.
Isn't it the guys that make Gears
Paradox.
of War?
Yeah, no, it was Paradox. They do Stellaris, right? Or did they do Stellaris? Yeah.
Hey, actually, I got it.
How did I say it right? I always say it wrong, Alan.
You say Stellaris, and I don't know why you added W in there.
That's fine.
Yeah, I don't even fucking know. But the thing is, though,
I'm looking at Red Robert King and what Dayham is saying right now, that especially if FIFA and Madden are billion-dollar industries. The problem is, guys, EA is one of those companies that are heavily involved in the stock market, and the stock market doesn't care about future products that might do well. They care about the immediate stuff, and the fact that the points went down 8% and they lost $1 billion. Everyone that's an investor at EA is probably kind of shaky right now. And especially now that news is coming out that they might lose the exclusivity to Star Wars because of this.
Yeah.
Well, that's the thing. Like, their stock will go down, but it's one of those things where it's like, once they release the next FIFA, once E3 happens next year, and they're like, hey, we got FIFA, we got Madden, we got this, we got that, it's gonna even out where it's like, you know, they might not get the 8% back, but it'll even out where it's like it dipped and then it's gonna rise a little bit up until they do another fuck up.
Oh, they're definitely gonna try their best to get their investors back, but like what Red King's saying right now, between Titanfall 2 being something they basically killed, and then Mass Effect Andromeda being a piece of shit that came out, and I know you want to defend it all day, but it was sucky.
No. I mean, I'm not gonna sit here and argue, but like that was clearly like negatively received. That's a fact. You know?
They lost money on it heavily.
Yeah. No, they shut down the fucking.
They shut down the studio and they canceled future DLC packages for storyline.
Yeah, but one thing I want to bring up too really quick, and we'll move on from this actually, because we've been on this for a long time, and I know everyone's probably like, okay, yes,
everyone's just mad at me. I'm looking at this. Everyone's just mad at me because I'm not like with y'all with the pitchforks and knives against Battlefront 2, because it's like, hey, I actually want to play this and enjoy it and check it out.
Yeah, and and then honestly, I would bring you in, Eddie, but it's just the internet, man. We fucked up. I'm so sorry. I love you, Eddie, so very much, man. But definitely, if anyone wants to tell Alan he's wrong, we are gonna have an after hours after this, and you guys can tell him he fucking sucks big time, because he does. I fucking hate Alan. No, I'm just playing. I'm sorry.
No, Raheem. Nobody's worse than Activision. Nobody's worse than Activision.
How's Activision still a fucking around?
Because they have one. Okay. Call of Duty is so fucking popular that for the last like 8 years they've been on one game, and with them having Destiny, and Destiny is decently popular, they're okay with that, and the fact that they're connected with Blizzard, they're gonna be fine.
Man, lucky bastards.
Exactly.
No, every first-person shooter under their fucking belt right now, man.
And he's probably not watching really quick, but I just want to show this. Paradox in the chat. Yes, I'm pretty sure since he's showing the Infinity Gauntlet, Double Toast is about to start. So just because we are who we are, we want to be nice and be respectful of their time and their hard work and everything like that, people. Yes, they are about to start. So if you guys want to go over there and check out doubletoasted.com to see the movie review extravaganza and their reaction to Avengers Infinity Chocolate Milk, go ahead and do that. But we are going to be doing that as well. We will be doing that very, very, very soon, Mr. Contra Guru.
So soon.
And I'm going to be honest, you look like you give great head.
Man, I worked at Mike.
No, but here's the thing. We're going to be moving on, and I mean, I know people are probably wondering, like, why are you talking about this? But actually, I never get to see Ganja Guru nerding out over his fucking real-time strategies, and I'm curious, DLC when it comes to RTSs, are they actually really good or no?
All right. Like I said earlier, with Paradox and certain companies, it tends to be worth it. Now, Firefox, they're one of the companies that will sell you like certain individual like civilizations that got like special moves or specially designed units. They're a little guilty of the sim shit. I'll be the first one to throw them out there for that.
Well, I mean, they even call it expansion, which is so the Sims terminology.
No, but the thing is, though, like when they say expansion in the terms of like a lot of these real-time strategy games, they actually mean it's a full-on expansion because this one they're going to be adding new. If you guys show the trailer, they actually give a hint to a lot of this stuff. Like they're going to be showing more of the entertainment aspect and trying to control the cities as well. Like for example, they're adding new modes. Like Alan, you played the game with me, so you understand a little bit more what I'm talking about. But example, like we had like city states next to each other. Like I will have either new Soviet next to you, and you have New Birdman town next to mine. Now they have the ability that if our cultures are stronger than each other's, we have the ability to get each town to join our side and lower each other's loyalty points. And that actually takes place within the commercial where they show people planning revolutions and like planning to overthrow other people's kingdoms. And not only that, they're going to be ramping some of the actual characters as well. They're going to need a couple of new units that's going to allow for faster mobility on the map. And besides that, they're just going to try to revamp a lot of the diplomacy and how we deal with city-states and just the gameplay in general. And I'm looking forward to it. My only problem is when it comes to a lot of these civilization games, when the DLC comes out, it tends to be a lot more buggier than other RTS's games. Like Paradox tends to have a record with a buggy DLC, but nothing compared to Civilization. Like when it first came out, I didn't touch it for like the first month because it was just so horribly buggy and the AI was just terrible.
And people were talking a lot about Paladins, like their version of Overwatch, basically. And that shit did not go so well. They're giving out fucking tons of free games to people and things. Like, I don't know if it was apologetically, but yeah, what are you saying?
Oh, is it get people in there? It can't be worse than oh god, what the fuck, Battleborn.
Oh, Battleborn, yeah, Battlebright or something.
It was something Battleborn. It was whatever that was, which I think at their peak had consistently 48 players or something. Like nobody was playing that shit.
Yeah, no, I mean, man, it's just funny because like Paladins was something I was actually really enjoying. I was trying to like spread that onto the Midnight Chat Attack like community and everything, and no one was buying, man. Like nobody really wanted to play that game at all, and it just sucked.
I've been fishing for a month and nothing bite, guys.
It's like like that
bait
commercial.
sucks.
You know that commercial where that dude's like, you gotta be quick, you gotta be quicker than that. It's like, you gotta be better than that. I mean, fucking sucks, man. No, but yeah, like I really hope that it's gonna be good. It's the Rise and Fall, I think it's called, right? For Civilization 6. And I mean, hey, dude, like obviously they're not showing any gameplay here because this is not RTS shit right here. It's not fucking third-person shooter.
Yeah,
but
they're guilty of that Blizzard shit half the time when it comes to Civilization.
Which makes sense.
I hate that bullshit, man. I'm just gonna get pissed off at these fucking things that have nothing to do with the fucking gameplay. Like, that shit looks badass. Like, Warcraft was the worst offender of this shit, where we have these cool fucking like guys fighting, and you see the game is just back and forth hitting. Like, it's kind of ridiculous, but at least with Civilization, when you see the troops fighting, they actually do look like they're fighting a little bit, but that makes it look like you're fucking playing some crazy bullshit.
Yeah, some Metal Gear Solid 6 Phantom Chocolate Milk, whatever the fuck. And I'm looking at the chat right now. Eddie actually was telling me, he's correcting me, he's saying Paladins was always free, though. So, hey, my bad. Eddie got me. You know what I mean? Thank you. And maybe...
I think what it was free, but you buy, like, certain heroes, or I know there was a portion of it where you buy these packs. I can't remember why.
Yeah, I can't remember what the thing was. I know for sure that maybe you couldn't buy it, but you had to do something to get a key. And then when you used to level up, they give you another key. When you hit like 10 level, like level 10 or something, they give you another one to bring a friend in, and that's how you're able to get more keys. But I don't know if it costs money or not, and maybe maybe Eddie remembers it a different way. But I could have sworn that I couldn't even get the game unless my friend gave me a fucking ticket. So
it was weird.
Shit kind of sucked. It was weird. But I mean, yeah, we'll see what happens in Civilization 6. And by the way, too, I know like Alan, Ganja's been getting you into these RTSs, man. Like, how are you feeling about these RTSs? Are you actually addicted yet? Like I was.
Yeah, no, I have been. I just don't have the unlimited free time, so I can't sit there and just actually do stuff. But it's funny because when I was a kid, I hated RTSs. I'm like, why am I gonna sit here and click and read? Fuck that shit. I'd rather play like Legend of Zelda, Mario, like actually play. But then as I got older, I started appreciating the slow paced and the actual strategy, me actually building something and actually having it work. And playing with Ganja, like he's basically walked me step by step, so I actually understand what I'm doing. And I'm enjoying it a lot because, like, when I got into the game, I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. 8 hours in, I can't fucking stop. I've been up all night.
Yeah. And my favorite is me and him stayed up for sunrise on both our side of the fucking planet.
Like 6 in the morning, man. Oh, there was this one time we played like we were playing for 3 days, like not straight, but like we were playing every day for 3 days. We had like a 10-hour fucking game, and we're about to go to bed for tonight. Everything is cool. I was like, "Hey, Ganja, just save it." And he's like, "I can't move." I'm like, "What do you mean you can't move?" Dude, I fucked the game. I'm like, "What do you mean you fucked the game?" I'm like, "I tried to put two characters on each other, and now I can't end the move." And he's like, "Okay, go back to your last save." I can't go. Did we just lose 3 days worth of work? Yeah.
Oh.
And I was like, "Fuck, I'm going to bed."
Fuck off.
I was mad too because we were like, I was doing good. I was fighting off a war. I was having a great time. I was making moves, man. And then, well, we just lost all that shit.
Oh man, yeah, no, that's amazing to me. But
my favorite is he's gotten so much into them a little bit, Nick, that like he bought a recent one that he was like, "Yo, what's a real good like intricate one that I might like to check out?" I was like, "EU4." All right, so we try to boot it up. He's like, "All right, so how does the tax system work?" I was honest with him 100%. I was like, "When you figure it out, you tell me, sir."
Damn.
It was ridiculous.
And I'm looking over here in the chat too. Tay's actually, I mean, we'll get off this in a minute, but Tay's actually saying too, I don't think Ubisoft has fucked someone over yet. I think they have. I mean, and this is just my opinion, but
they
the
fucked
Division.
themselves with Assassin's Creed.
I think they did that shit with the Division. Because the Division, do you remember when literally you had to go into a virtual line like it was fucking Walmart with no goddamn check stands? That shit was fucking ridiculous.
Hey man, my favorite thing about that whole fiasco is when they showed like the American servers and everyone just bum rushing me first. It showed like the Europeans one, and they would just like wait in this single line and be like, "Okay, okay." Like they were organized. Like that showed the difference in society for a little bit.
And by the way, I don't know what's going on over here. Well, I mean, I know what's going on over here in the chat. I don't know if Mikey's talking about us. Which, by the way, Mikey, you're fucking awesome. I'm glad that you're back once again, dude.
What's up, Mikey?
Hopefully you're watching this. But he says, "Do you guys hear them details of Matt Lawyer?" Now, the thing is, we did. I actually read about that earlier today and watched the announcement on the Good Morning America. I mean, we would talk about it, but the thing is, I just feel like I can't necessarily say anything that you guys can't figure out for yourselves, and I don't even know how to make that shit funny or entertaining. It's just
like that. Like we've been dealing with this every week now. It's been a new guy that's getting caught who's been rapey or too handsy or too gropey, little bit fucking creepy. Like for example, like he's bringing up one example. They said the motherfucker had a door locker underneath his desk. Like how long?
What the fuck? Wait, like had Trap 2 or something? Like a police was fucking lair?
He was basically like Mikey says his best. He was a rapey fucking Bond villain apparently from the stories that are coming out. And I love Matt Lauer. Like that was one of the dudes that made it. Him and fucking Al Roker made that shit enjoyable going to school at 7 o'clock in the morning watching the news channel. Like they always have a great back and forth, and like sometimes like you have that beef with Will Ferrell that I don't know if it's real or fake, and they would just have these interesting interviews. But like this just keeps to show you that a lot of this shit behind closed doors in Hollywood needs to come out more and more. And I really am glad that they just cut the rope off of him and they're letting all the details out. I'm actually very proud of Good Morning America for how they handled it because they basically told today. I'm sorry, Allie. Basically, they came out and threw him under the bus as properly as a company should. They did it more politically, because that's how corporations work. But they basically distanced themselves as quick as they could.
Yeah, and over here, Trey saying that his coworkers at his job were freaking the fuck out. I mean, I just feel like if everybody at his work were that upset about it, probably like, oh my god, like I can't believe that. I don't know. I don't like the fucking show, honestly. Everyone on there's way too uppity for me.
Oh, Eddie, I said that shit. Al Roker's next, man. He had not only did he have a door, he had chains and shit.
Yeah, Allie, do you feel like that too?
Not really. My mom, when I told my mom about Matt Lauer, she was like, "Oh my god, no!" Like she was really like more than Bill Cosby. I was like, "What?" But no, actually my mom went to school with Al Roker. She actually,
shit.
Yeah. They were, they actually were friends, but lost out of contact. And from what I hear, he's genuinely a good guy. So I really don't think that'll happen. You never know, because a lot of people are friends with people and they don't know what the heck is going on behind closed doors. Yeah. But I don't think it's going to be him next.
Now, the thing is, it only took a day for them to actually make a decision like that. Do you feel like that decision was made only because it was so crucial, the situation that happened, that they have like a shitload of proof? Or do you feel like they were just trying to save their asses, Allie? What do you think?
I think they actually had proof, because basically his career is ruined from this. Yeah, so you don't make a decision like that without some actual hard evidence. So it's definitely happening.
And the thing is, too, now I'm thinking about this, I remember watching a CNN broadcast when he brought this up, and the thing is, they actually said, we have reason to believe that this was a systematic thing, like, he did this, and he did this often, like, or not often, but it's like, it's crucial that this motherfucker needs to go. Like
he's done it enough that he's got a pattern like a serial killer.
Yeah, like this motherfucker is part of his routine. That was on his to-do list. Like, brush my teeth, touch a girl. You know what I mean?
Yeah, like, crazy, man. Like, everyone's coming out.
Yeah, he's just been doing this for so long. Like, I know I would always tune in to Today. I would switch between GMA and Today. I usually would stay on Today because I did like all the chemistry between all the reporters and everything. So it's just like, just seeing his face every morning, you just get so used to it, and you're like, okay, let's tune in to see what the heck's happening, so it's just hearing this, just like, oh my god, what? Who's next?
God, no, it really is. Yeah, who's next? I was like,
you know what though? Like, I know Alan and Justin are a little like I know Alan after he got pro it, he's like, man, I'm scared. Who's next? But like, and Justin's a little feels bad for these people to a certain degree, and I get that, but like, these people are like they're taking advantage of their power and their ability to hire people to ruin and build careers. I mean, how many of these, like, this was one girl now, but as everyone's saying, this was systematic. Like, there's gonna be more women that pop out. How many of those girls did he take advantage of just open a career in the fucking news area and hoping to be on Good Morning America? That's my problem with this. There's a lot of people taking advantage of their power and their ability to hire people, and I don't like that shit because it's completely unfair to everyone that's involved, especially for any person that's trying to do it in a legit way. They just force everyone to take on the same kind of horrible, tacky, oh, you do me a favor, you come meet me back, give me back rubs, and do what else, and I'll hire you. And that just sets the standard for everything. And honestly, I think it makes it hard. Allie, I hope I'm not talking out of turn, but it makes it hard for you guys to join these industries if you got to deal with this shit constantly.
I'm super afraid because, all of you guys know I want to get into the film industry somehow. I don't know what field yet, but I know somewhere I really want to go into the film industry. So just hearing about all this stuff happening, I mean, of course it can happen anywhere, but especially just in Hollywood, I mean, everyone kind of knew there was something going on. So like all of this coming out, and this isn't even probably a quarter of everything that's going on, the people who aren't speaking out. So it just makes it extremely difficult. People that you thought were decent human beings actually being like the scum of the earth.
And that's the thing too, is like, but we gotta have superheroes, and one of those superheroes in these situations is actually, and I'm not trying to make a joke just to segue into this, but like, I swear to God, no, I really am not, because this situation with fucking Gal Gadot, I mean, this is not the topic that we're gonna be talking about, but it's like her going after Brett Ratner, like, that shit's great. Like, I'm so happy that
fuck that guy.
Yeah, and it's like, in a situation like this where someone, like, I feel like when more people like her, if more people like fucking Gal Gadot go out there and do something to stop fucking people and do something to stop all these weird ass sexual misconduct and assaults and things like that, then everyone else is going to get more comfortable doing it as well, and then we will see a fucking change. And I think we are seeing a change. Like, honestly, I feel like a couple of months ago, if this exact same thing happened with Matt Lauer, he would have not been taken out for, like, on that first day. It would have been
not a couple.
Right? Like, how many times did they try to get Bill O'Reilly out before they finally got his ass out?
Yeah.
Like,
Well, I don't think a couple months ago. I think ever since the Bill Cosby thing, I think that's when everyone drew the line and was really trying to look for people after that.
Even so, I feel like sometimes they last longer. Like, I feel like the more and more shit that comes out with these fucking male celebrities doing weird shit, the faster we're able to, like, do shit, like, in the sense of, like, hey, time to get the fuck out of here. Like, dude, you can't be doing this anymore.
I don't think the Bill Cosby thing was what started all this. I think it was the Harvey Weinstein, because
that's what
like that was the catalyst. Because after that, Harvey Weinstein hit, then Kevin Spacey, and then the fucking floodgates opened. Like, after that, like,
actually, Alan, you got a good point. Like, if you can take down a motherfucker head of the studio, somebody who's making break careers and makes them play
the head of the dragon,
pretty much, they killed the dragon.
Like, they literally took out one of the dragons of the caves, man. Like, it's amazing that they were able to do that. And the fact that he might actually suffer criminal prosecution, because they found a recent one that was actually pretty close to not close to the fucking statute of limitations. So now he might go to jail for this shit.
Good.
I love this shit, man. I want more of it. I just don't want a witch hunt that's coming out, because that happened recently. And I don't know. So I admit it all the time. I was wrong about Nelly. Apparently, the girl accused him of rape, and she came out a few months later and said it wasn't the case. And now she's probably looking at charges for false rape.
Yeah, it's just because of all these stories coming out, people always going to side with the victim, which I totally get. Yes, you should sympathize for the victim, but sometimes those people can be lying. And
didn't
it's just...
what's her face get out? Like, I can't remember her name. Nina something. Wasn't she in trouble for making?
Ooh, I want to talk about this. I don't know if you guys saw the article.
She defended sexual. Shit,
my god! I can't stand the freaking girl. I can't.
My favorite is
stop watching girls.
My favorite is that she apparently made up her own sexual assault, and then it came out that it was untrue because the guy that is basically just fighting for his career now and his livelihood, saying like, I didn't rape Lena Dunham, and to the point now that in the news article it wrote, we don't know anybody at this level of hypocrisy that fakes a rape case, wants pure rape women to come out and support them, and then bash a woman who comes out against her rapists in one person.
Jesus Christ. Oh, fuck.
She wins that being a piece of shit bingo.
Yeah, pretty much. No, oh, God, I don't even know what to say.
But no, it's like one of those things where it's like, it's something where it's like we were talking about the Sylvester Stallone thing like 2 weeks ago. Yeah. And it's just like, it's always good to side with the victim. It's always okay to, of course you want to side with the victim to make sure that they're okay, but it's just like, I could so see people just saying things or taking things out of context or just saying things for the sake of saying things. And to me, it's like, until, like, it's always hard to find proof with this kind of stuff, but I really think that we can't be doing this witch hunt or just saying, oh, that motherfucker looks like he's going to do it, so obviously he's guilty. Like, guilty by just viewing, that's the same shit that the Salem witch trial is all about. Well, that person, I just said that person's guilty, I guess they're fucking guilty.
And I just want to talk to chat real quick. Broke Black Man 94. Man, R. Kelly did it. We have the tape.
He sent the tape out.
Like, no fucking come on now. This ain't no OJ situation where
R. Kelly do it.
No, dude.
Maybe the piece was CGI, man.
Man, what is this, some Boondock shit?
Hey, I'm gonna say right now, I never saw the video, so just saying.
I saw the animated version of the Boondocks.
That does not count, goddamn.
Dude, the entire episode is the joke where people are like, man, I love R. Kelly too much. He didn't do it. We have video. He didn't do it, man. That was someone else.
I think any video of something, by the way, I'm not, I was going to continue on, like, defending him, but the thing is, like, we actually have had people on here defending that shit, so, just never mind to my joke. Like, because that's not a good look. But the thing is, though, yeah, we're going to be moving on, though, because here's the thing, dude, and I have it on the side over here, but Gal Gadot, apparently, some news came out. No, I mean, it's not necessarily news, it's just kind of interesting, but apparently she read Pulp Fiction for her audition to be Wonder Woman. Now,
I remember the story, yeah.
Yeah, and I'm actually kind of, like, weirded out by this, because I'm just like, yeah, who, like, I mean, for one, and I'm going to ask you guys this too, but, like, do you feel like she chose that, or do you feel like that was given to her? Now, I'm going to start off with you, Alan.
Yeah, I remember my buddy of mine actually telling me, because Gal Gadot was, I can't remember what talk show she was on, but she was explaining kind of how she got chose for Wonder Woman, and they basically said, hey, come here, we're gonna do, do some line reading. We're not gonna tell you what it is, just do some line reading. If you like, you will continue. And in her head, she's kind of pissed off because she's been doing like this acting thing for a while, and she's about to give up until Zack Snyder calls her up and says, hey, you want to be Wonder Woman?
Oh wow! Holy shit!
Yeah, like that audition. Like I don't know if it was where she read the Pulp Fiction, but like one of her last auditions was that she was almost about to be like, I'm just gonna go do something else with my life until Zack Snyder's like, hey, let's go fucking be Wonder Woman. So it's like the idea of her reading Pulp Fiction. I'm just a little curious. Did she just read Uma Thurman's part, or was she like, man, I'm laughing my ass off? Could you imagine her doing the Samuel Jackson part?
I know, like,
say what again?
Say what again? I dare you, motherfucker!
Lord, and I will lay judgment upon thee.
I am the Justice League. No, Ali, I was gonna ask you too. Like, what do you think that Gal Gadot came in there wanting to do Pulp Fiction, or do you feel like they made her do that?
I mean, it's a very good possibility. They could be like, well, just, whatever comes off the top of your head, just, whatever monologue or line you want to say, just go ahead and do it. It's a possibility. Maybe she really does like Pulp Fiction. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised, though, if they had just given her some lines. But it would be really cool. I honestly, I really would love if she just came in like, I'm gonna do a Pulp Fiction monologue over here.
Now the reason
I really wish they had the tapes for that. That'd be great.
Now the thing is, the reason why I was asking around, by the way, because I know it's probably like, I was like, oh, that's a little weird and unorthodox for Nick to be doing that. But the thing is, the reason why I was doing that is because that's what I thought too, Ali. I thought she came in like, and I am the Lord, and I was like, fuck yeah, Gal Gadot is awesome. I love Wonder Woman now. Like everything was cool.
We're gonna remake Pulp Fiction with an entire female cast.
Yeah, exactly. But no, apparently, and I mean, I don't have it on the right spot over here, so don't be trying to read it because, I don't know where the fuck I'm at in this article. It's a long article. But basically, they told her to do that. And I was like...
Oh, did they?
Yeah, and I was kind of like, what in Wonder Woman makes you think, man, someone doing Pulp Fiction fucking dialogue would work so well for Wonder Woman? Now, Ganja, I'm going to ask you first. I know you liked Wonder Woman, right?
Yes.
Yeah, so, I mean, is there any...
I was very mad at you when you were just talking shit throughout it.
I'm sorry, I really hate that movie. But I'm gonna ask you though, is there anything that you feel like would work from Pulp Fiction to work for Wonder Woman? Because I don't really see the connection. I just like fucking weird to me.
See, the thing is with a lot of these, because you listen to Joe Rogan and Joey Diaz, because like I do, so you probably have heard them talk about this, Nick, a few times as well. Mm-hmm. But when they go into like the Hollywood aspect, a lot of the times if you don't do an actual personal script read, they rather you read something out of ordinary or out of the character's element to see how good your action range is. And I can see this is probably one of those cases where like, all right, well she knows she's gonna have to be like this tough woman figure, but let's give her something that's out of her range, possibly from Pulp Fiction, and let's see how she does her read so we can know she has a range of emotions that she can do other things. What is the quote, if you know any by chance, that she actually did say?
I actually do not know the quote because I didn't even think about the Uma Thurman thing until you said something.
Because that's the only thing I can think of. Like, because, I mean, not just because she's Uma, but it's like, because when I'm thinking of Wonder Woman, I'm thinking like stoic and kind of composed for the most part, but then can get really angry when she needs to. And it's like, if I remember, Uma Thurman, she was always very composed throughout most of the movie. Pulp Fiction, so it's like I can totally imagine like, yeah, let's get someone that's kind of just not gonna be flying off the handle every second,
Right.
Yeah, no, exactly. And I don't know, man, but the thing is, this made me start thinking, actually. I really was thinking, because I was like, okay, that's cool as shit that Gal Gadot was doing this, and I don't know how it works for Wonder Woman whatsoever, but I was kind of thinking, like, yeah, what would you guys actually do? So I made a community question about this. Now, if you were auditioning for a movie, any of you in this call right now, and the chat too, YouTube chat, I want you guys to answer this seriously. I want you guys to be part of this, and I'm gonna read all of your fucking answers. So you better make sure to say that shit. But community question: if you were auditioning for a movie, what do you think would be your go-to dialogue to use during your audition? And it doesn't have to be something where it's like something you want to say. It's like, what do you think would work for you that you can deliver?
All right. I want to go first because this is one of my favorite dialogues from Pineapple Express. And you know me, I'm a fun-loving person. I like joking around. I like really stupid humor. Like that real like stupid stoner comedy shit I'm really good at. So we all know the roles I'll be applying for, especially as my first time fucking years in Hollywood. I know where my gimmick lies. So my favorite line, man, and honestly, it's from Pineapple Express, and it's when they first meet each other at the hotel, and they're not the hotel, at Saul's place, and he's buying the bag from him. And if you just give me a second, I would like to get into character, but not on cam. All right. All right, ladies and gentlemen, this is my rendition of Pineapple Express. So, man, this is like the Blue Oyster shit, man, that Afghan Kush shit I had. and they had a baby. Meanwhile, that crazy Northern Light stuff I had and that super espresso snowflake shit I had a baby. And by some miracle, those two babies came together and they fucked. This is the shit that they would birth.
Oh, so you would be James Franco then?
You damn right, sir.
Oh, god damn it. No. I did not want you to be James
of course
Franco.
he'd be James Franco. Like, what kind of question is that?
I thought he'd be Seth Rogen. Maybe I'm typecasting. I don't know what the fuck's wrong with me.
There's another part. He's like, yo, man, I like all types of engineers. I like this one built off the Brooklyn Bridge. This one's my favorite. And this one right here is the one who designed the cross joint. That shit was great for me, man.
And I like how the enthusiasm between these two is like, oh yeah, it's like a fucking toy. Like I mean, me and my friends used to do this shit over Legos. Not smoke, but we play with Legos.
How many Lego bongs have you made in the past?
I don't know, man. I was doing it wrong though. But Allie, I was gonna ask you. You're a big person that wants to get into Hollywood and things like that too. I would assume you want to make movies and everything. And like, yeah, what would be your dialogue if you were in a audition?
Yeah, I'm trying to think. There's just so many out there. I mean, I would show off that I have other talents other than acting, or I can
Start
act
singing.
through singing. Exactly. So I would probably I really like the scene in La La Land, where she's the audition that gets Emma Stone the part that she's always been wanting. I would probably use that just because she shows so much emotion. Yeah, exactly. She shows so much emotion during that scene while she's singing, and I feel like singing can really at least for me, I feel that when I sing, I kind of become a different entity in a way that I'm able to convey emotions better. So I would say that would be mine.
Yeah, no, I would actually like to see you do that, on your channel or something. You just be Band Pictures does a La La Land audition scene. But Alan, how about you, sir?
I always jump into because I was thinking, oh man, I know every line of dialogue in The Dark Knight. But I don't think any character in there I could pull off properly. And I was thinking again, even Doctor Who stuff. It's I don't really think I could do that either. But I've never really acted in any way, shape, or form. But I've always noticed that my dialogue, I'm very good at doing straight-faced dialogue that has I could get a line of dialogue out without the emotion of I'm acting. And the one thing I can think of off the top of my head is the last few lines of Civil War when Zemo is explaining why he didn't just kill the Avengers. And I love that line so much because there's a subtle hint of emotion there, but it is monotone for the most part. And him just looking down, and it's I'll do my best to remember because God, I'll do my best to remember. So I'll try to get into character a little bit. Because he looks down and goes, "See, I knew I couldn't kill them. Stronger men than me have tried. But if I could get them to kill each other, then I knew they would be destroyed." And it's I love that line of dialogue so fucking much.
I'm actually really surprised at that because that seems very subtle. You know what I mean? Yeah. And it's just it's kind of interesting that you chose that. And that character seems honestly, I can imagine you playing that character.
He's just a regular. I love that because that line of dialogue sums up his entire motivation for the movie. Of he's doing this because of his family. He's basically can't kill them because of the fact that it's oh well, they fought against gods and monsters, but it's just the subtlety in his voice of how he does it. He's not screaming it. He's not crying. He's just kind of yeah, I did what I could. This is what I can do, and I love that he's able to do that with just his voice.
Now I'm curious what you think mine's going to be.
Probably something from Terminator.
Ganja, what do you think mine's going to be?
Man, it's going to be either something from Terminator, Nightmare on Elm Street, or Friday the 13th.
It's going to be the Negan speech from fucking Walking Dead.
Oh, my baby, yes, and there it is.
Nailed it.
And man, give me someone to smash a fucking bat over.
If it had to be all three of us, it'll be Alan, because I'll be Rick in that scenario.
Fuck I am. I ain't being Glenn. I don't care how hot Maggie is.
Yeah. You're my Glenn, dude. You're one of my closest friends, and I know I can trust you with important missions.
Why not Daryl?
Because you're not that cool.
No, actually, no. He would punch me. I'd be Negan saying some really bad joke, and fucking Alan's I had enough of your fucking puns. He just runs up and punches me in my face. But yeah, no, man. Something about there's a simplicity in Negan's fucking speech, man, that I just love, and just I don't know why, but I love actors that do things like even Stone Cold. Like I love him from wrestling and some of the movies he's in.
I'm glad you brought that up because Nick in the fucking not Nick, my bad.
Right.
Man, Trey inside the YouTube chat room put Nick will be Stone Cold.
Oh yeah,
all I
what?
saw was Nick will be Stone, and I was like, soon, very soon.
Yeah. Fuck you, goddammit. No, actually, he says I'll be Stone. I'll be a fucking gargoyle until nighttime. That's my character, just standing on the fucking
Goliath.
Goliath, yes. I was about to do his voice and everything. Oh, I'm not gonna do a good job with that. But the thing is, yeah, man, I really like characters and actors who can do things that don't require a lot of acting and a lot of emotion. I mean, the only person that does emote a lot that I like is Freddy. You know, Robert Englund playing Freddy Krueger. But it's just so fun, man. It's like you can tell he's not trying to scare anybody. He's just trying to have a good fucking time. Like, just like I'm gonna get you up in your ass. Like I love that shit. Gary Egan should be Freddy Krueger. That would be scary.
No.
I see you in your dreams, bitch.
Gary Egan.
I hear you.
God damn. That would be fucking frightening as all hell. Jeez.
One, two, Gary's coming for you.
I'm not gonna watch the fuck out of that movie.
I apologize for everyone that has headphones in or has the mic very turned up loud.
Yeah.
That is just Gary's voice, and that's the terminology I went with.
I have feels out for anyone that's currently living in your fucking house right now that's dealing with that shit.
They think I'm mentally ill. It's fine.
Yeah, I fucking agree with
No, I like how right now Rick is just like, can you shut the fuck up? I mean, seriously.
Kill me.
Really
Kill me, Negan. Kill me.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking right now. Shit, I'll be Glenn, but I don't think God's just fucking voice.
I fuck your brain!
But the thing is, speaking of The Walking Dead, man, so I don't know if you heard about this, Mr. Contra Guru, but they're trying to put people on other shows from that fucking series, sir.
Oh, man.
Okay, wait, why that? Why
Man,
that?
I don't. All right. I was one of the people that defended Fear the Walking Dead the first season because I liked what they were doing. I like the idea of pre-affection. I like the idea of civilization trying to fight back before its shit goes complete to puts. And I thought this family, because they were more based in a more suburban area, and they seemed like that type of people that were more based around society, that they would actually, you know, be more around society before it crumbles, chase the military, give us an actual example of what it's like to be a refugee being taken care of by a government that's facing the undead on a massive scale, and actually show us what it's like for regular people, not these survivalists that are in the area, and show like how the military collapsed, either because they couldn't take care of these people, they couldn't fight off the infection and do both, or was it just mismanagement? They don't go into none of that. It's literally just 4 episodes, basically Dawn of the Dead, and then the last episode is like, okay, we're gonna screw over the military because we got to go rescue my family in there, and that's how the military loses LA.
Yeah, no, it's fucking stupid. And here's the thing, like, I mean, I'm into the show still.
Hold on, the second season is literally just Walking Dead now.
Yup.
Well, good thing I stopped watching after episode 1.
No, like season 3 is actually good. I do like season 3, but it took a while because I had to give a shit about the characters, and the characters from before were just being typical zombie fucking characters. Like, you know, like, when you watch a zombie movie, it's just like, yeah, count down to when everyone's fucking dead. Like, I mean, that's really what it just ends up becoming, and I really hate that sometimes. And the show, The Walking Dead, wasn't like that until after, you know, quite a bit ago, but with the Fear the Walking Dead, I mean, I'm digging this show somewhat, but then they had to do something as stupid as this. Now, I was actually hoping that Abraham, the guy who died when Negan killed him, I hope he was going to be the guy that went back in time for the Fear the Walking Dead, and now it's Morgan, and there's no reason why.
Actually, I can understand that actually a lot more than Abraham, because Abraham, it's like they kind of explain the story, but Morgan, like, we don't see him for like what, 6 seasons almost?
Yeah, but he's
so
in
it's like
Atlanta.
they have years where it's like, because what?
I have a question.
What's up,
Alan? Do you forget that this man is on foot? And he walked to Atlanta, to Mexico, and back. Why?
Are we really going to have a discussion about the realism in The Walking Dead? Are you
know how stupid it is?
right now?
He walked to Mexico and then walked back
so did
to
90s in
Atlanta.
Austin.
All right. He's a different case, all right? He's a special black man within our group of friends. I'm not talking about a character that's written by white people, all right?
Look, I'm just saying, man, there was like years in The Walking Dead, or months, or however the fuck long the show goes, where that particular character was doing whatever the fuck he was doing.
Yeah,
so what?
Like, they literally find him in the same place because he can't kill his wife.
Yeah. That's the thing. That's how the show starts off, and that's the beginning of the zombie apocalypse. And the thing is,
are they gonna do the bullshit where his fucking wife followed to Mexico and back?
No, that's what I'm thinking too. Oh God, that'd be so bad.
Hey, you never know. Hey, isn't that how his son died? Where the wife just followed him until it killed him?
Well, inside that house though.
All right, they were living in the same fucking house. They lived it together. All right, doesn't take a little bit of
my
zombie
point is,
explanation
like,
for that.
I could see that more than any of the other characters, just because of how little time.
Morgan
Morgan's a speedster. Trust me.
Morgan.
Oh man, but the thing is though, like as I'm thinking about this though, too, like, the thing that's frustrating as all hell as well is, so he's not happy with this at all either. Now I have the clip, but on the Talking Dead,
the actor's like, the fuck are y'all doing?
oh dude, no, it was beautiful. Like I actually recommend you guys look this up after the show, and there's gonna be spoilers because he spoiled something so big. He fucked up. So basically, and I know Broke is always watching Fill the Issues, guys. So if you're scared of spoilers, man, you gotta go. I'm sorry, Brooke. But here we go. So Morgan goes on the Talking Dead, and they're asking him, "Hey, so how you feel about this?" He's like, "Oh, it's it sucks. I'm not at the other studio. I mean, I really wish I was at the Walking Dead thing." And he literally says, "He's like, I'm so it's so unfortunate that I'm not with my friends. I don't know any of these people. I don't know what's going on in their story. I just really miss everybody else." And he's like ready to cry on camera, and then he goes, "But you know what though? It's like my character, he needed to go," and he basically just says, "I'm dead."
Oh, man.
And Chris Hardwick, the Talking Dead host, he's like, thank you, Lennie.
You know you said that live on air, sir.
I thought this was pre-recorded. What the fuck?
Dude, and the crowd wasn't even happy about it. The crowd was like, shit. Like, the crowd was even quiet, too. Like, it was so obvious. Like, yeah, you just
All right, do you think he did that on purpose, though?
To get fired?
No, because he didn't get fired. Because he's probably still gonna do callbacks and flashbacks. He's an inserted character with Rick's life. He's basically what brought Rick back to humanity. Yeah. But my thing is, like, I don't know if you saw. We're probably gonna talk about it later on in the show, but to do a little bit of a spoiler of our own show, Tom Holland basically spoiled the Avengers poster a day before they released it.
Oh yeah, Lennie James on there
on his Instagram, and I'm wondering like if that was a planned thing between the studio and the Morgan character to build up the dramatics that he's gonna die, or he actually just felt bad that he was leaving the studio finally.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I mean, it's weird because I knew that something was gonna happen when he was, in Blade Runner 2049. And I'm looking at the.
I'm laughing because I don't know, Nick. I've watched The Talking Dead for like the first seasons, and I hate to interrupt you, but I know you've noticed this yourself. They kind of cry like they lost a game show.
Yeah, pretty much. Like, it's amazing. Well, think about that. It's like your reward for doing good in the show is you're fired.
Dying.
Yeah.
It's because that's the thing. That's what the show is like.
That's fucked up.
Who wants to get killed by a millionaire?
Who wants to be unemployed?
Pretty much. And fuck, Game of Thrones was like, man, had that same, like, people were complaining about that shit. Like, oh man, you're just killing all characters left and right. The Walking Dead was just doing it to like the fucking exponential degree, and everyone's like, you know what? The Game of Thrones not that bad.
Yeah, no,
Game of Thrones actually keeps characters alive for a long time.
Yeah, and it's just funny because like this character I like so much, and I mean, right now the way he's doing certain things, you cannot think that he's gonna get killed. Like me, honestly, and I've been watching this for a while. That's unpredictable. That would have been huge for me if he would have died without me knowing. And something you can't be really surprised at Walking Dead that much anymore, and they fucked that up.
The character dies on The Walking Dead. Spoiler.
But certain characters, I'm like, nah. You know what I mean? Like, no way. And it's just like.
But that to me makes it worse though, because it's like we know that Rick, Daryl, Michonne probably going to make it through, so everyone else is expendable to a certain degree, and it just makes it to the point where it's like it's no longer a shock factor. It's more of, is it going to be cool? I guess.
Yeah, I mean, and I don't know.
Well, let's be honest. Morgan, the way the character has been built, especially within the TV series, and not let alone if they want to touch upon him on the comic book, he's a very heroic character, and he's always had like I don't know if he's doing it in this TV show because I really pulled out after the Negan appearance, but is he like really looking after Rick's kid? I was what was his name?
Carl.
Yeah, Carl.
No, I remember. Like, how does he say Coral?
Because in the comic book, if I remember correctly, he becomes almost like a second father figure to Carl and watches over him because he always feels bad about his son, but he does it from a distance. Does he have that same attribute within the series?
Yeah, pretty much. And his son Dwayne. It was Dwayne.
Yeah.
His son is basically badass Carl before badass Carl. You know what I mean? So it's like that's something like their relationship and everything kind of mirrors Rick and Carl, and that's why I feel like this is going to be a pretty cool thing if they do that. But the thing is, like he even says in the first episode, like, yeah, we've been chilling here, and the zombie apocalypse hasn't been going on for that long. So what Ganja said earlier, how the fuck do you go from Arizona to Mexico to California, wherever the fuck they are, to Atlanta with no gas, no car, no nothing, and a small amount of time?
Okay, they unlocked fast travel.
I don't know, man. I know this is fucked up. He's half Kenyan. I don't fucking know.
So wait, he just ran the whole time?
He ran and got a gold medal from a zombie at the end of it.
Hey, there's no traffic.
He ran like, why do I have 4 gold medals? Okay.
I want to see a story where he goes into a city like First Blood, and he's like, "Hey, you gotta get, you go around our city and get the fuck out of here. Don't come in our
My
town."
thing is like, how are they gonna do it? Because they picked him like the most antisocial character in the first half of the series. Like he's like almost a wild person when Rick encounters him again. He's been separated from humanity for so long.
Pretty much.
God,
yeah.
I'll explain to you how they're gonna do it. Poorly.
There we go. And and honestly, with that said, I mean,
usually I argue it, but that, yeah.
Yeah, no, absolutely. No, I pretty much agree with Alan, and it sucks for me to even agree with him because I feel like Walking Dead's actually doing pretty good right now. But
actually, I want to ask you this real quick because Broke Black Man inside the chat room. Thank you for really hitting us up, man. I really appreciate you coming from Phil the Issue Guy and appreciating us, and hope you're having a good time as well during the conversation. But he said he thinks in the old man Carl theory. Do you think they're building up for that for the series finale? I mean, yeah, series finale for The Walking Dead, the TV show.
The series.
I feel like, well, for one, Alan, I agree. But if they ever did end the series, oh, it's so old man Carl. And the reason why I think that's the case too is because of the fact that like Rick just doesn't have a whole lot of range in the character. His acting range is great and all that shit. You know, I mean, that stuff bores the fuck out of me when people talk about acting skills. I don't give a shit about that stuff. But the character itself and the writing, there's not much for Rick to accomplish or conquer anymore. His whole thing, I mean, honestly, the character Rick should be happy that Negan's around, or else he would just sit around and get fat. I mean, Negan gives him something to get up in the morning.
Yeah,
so,
people. Yeah.
Yeah, so I mean that's the thing. I mean, but yeah, like Broke, I completely agree. Because he says he subscribes to the old man Carl theory, and I completely agree with you, dude. Then again, too, who knows? Because the comic books are really just sucking ass right now. I'm fucking hating what they're doing with the Walking Dead comic books, like so.
That happens all the time. It goes on for so long that it's just like, well, we got what else do we have to do? We kind of gone through every single zombie trope we can think of.
And very quick too, I just want to ask you guys this: like, what are some other video game, movie, or TV show crossovers that straight up piss you the fuck off? Because for me, you know what really pissed me off really quick? I just want to get this out of the way: Freddy Krueger being on Mortal Kombat. Now,
really? I thought you'd love the shit out of that.
You think I would love it? I was mad because of the fact that they gave the motherfucker 2 gloves because they didn't want to do any kind of like. It was just lazy to give him 2 gloves. It just, I don't know, it didn't make sense. And then on top of it too, Jackie Earl Haley doing his voice. We've been wanting Freddy Krueger in Mortal Kombat for fucking decades. You couldn't get Robert Englund. We had to get the shitty Freddy.
They probably wanted to tie it in more with the movie than with the kind of.
Oh, that shitty ass Lion King looking movie.
Yeah, basically, yeah.
I just say, hey, I'm not saying I liked it. I'm saying like.
I think Corey Coleman said it best from Double Toasted. That motherfucker look like burnt Mufasa.
He looks like a fucking burnt version of the lead singer from Metallica with that fucking side of his goddamn shit.
So just the lead singer Metallica.
Yeah, James Hetfield. Oh, that's fucked up. But you, Alan, like, where is some video game or what's any kind of crossover that just name one too? We got.
I was thinking about this and just something clicked in my head of Monster Hunter, and I know Jet loves the shit out of Monster Hunter, but I remember picking up 4 for one particular reason because I'm a huge fan of Samus Aran from Smash Bros, Metroid, all that stuff. I love that character so much, and they're like, yeah, we're gonna have a Samus outfit in Monster Hunter. I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna buy it. Oh, wow. It is only for the male. You cannot, as a female, wear the Metroid armor. Samus's armor, as a female, you can't wear it as a dude.
That doesn't make any fucking sense. And they call this Ultimate Samus too, which kind of sounds a little like sexist. Like
it's ridiculous because the female outfit is like the Zero suit, and the male outfit is the armor. Even though it's like I would have been okay with like just have them for both. Like why would you fucking do that? I was so mad too. I played it because I was like, oh, it actually ended up being kind of fun of a game, but I was still mad forever because of how they just fucked that up. It's like, man, this strong female character with this awesome badass suit. Let's just give it only to the men. Why?
Damn right. Fuck feminists. Men rights.
But that's somebody yelled at in the fucking office when they were working on it, and it's like, oh, I'm not fired. Okay, continue coding.
And you know, and to their and to their point too, I'm looking in the chat, and Broke is talking about like, yeah, and then Mortal Kombat X had Jason, and didn't have Freddy. I thought that was ridiculous too. Honestly, I completely agree with you.
Why didn't they bring Freddy back? That would have been fucking great.
Yeah, that would have been great.
Maybe Mortal Kombat 10, they'll bring it back.
Mother.
We are not having this conversation for the 8th time on the show.
I'm American. We use Arabic numerals here.
NetherRealms is an American NetherRealms is an American studio, and second of all, English is an amalgamation of all other languages, not just Arabic.
Bitch.
Wait. Hold on.
Oh, there you go. Yeah. It looked like you're about to turn off the lamp, like off camera.
Time to go to sleep, bitch.
Like, hold on, and everything turns off. No, but anyways, no. Ganja, how about you? Like any crossovers that you want to bring that you really fucking hated?
Pull this shit up. It's on YouTube. It's an old Nickelodeon crossover. If Anthony was here right now, our old co-host from a year ago, he would lose his shit about me hating on this. But fuck that Jimmy Neutron Fairly Odd Parents crossover.
What the hell? That was great.
Man,
Yeah, that was great.
you.
Actually, I remember this. This is awesome.
I'm like, fuck you.
I was like, is he gonna talk about Is he gonna talk about Jimmy Neutron Fairly Odd Parents? Nah, because that was great. Everyone loved it, bitch.
Man, it was the worst of both series. Like, you got the cheesy magic and the wishes in between Jimmy Neutron within the universe of Fairly Odd Parents. The jokes I thought were lame, especially with the crossover reference. And they did a lot of what's this?
Oh, I don't know.
That's Danny Phantom.
Yeah, that's
I know it's hard to confuse because they have they have very similar art styles.
Yeah, it's very similar.
Yeah.
Not only that, I mean, I just didn't really like it, and I was a huge fan of Jimmy Neutron and fucking Fairly Odd Parents as a kid, so I thought this was gonna be a match made in heaven, and I just really was annoyed by it the whole time. Especially when they would do the thing where they would drop storylines. Like 1 minute it was Jimmy Neutron trying to see the Timmy universe because they invent a machine to go there, and then it just turns into just, oh, there's an evil bad guy that's now taking over the worlds and we got to defeat him. I hate it when they make a villain out of fucking nowhere to get the plot to move when it should be just a slice of life. You know who did this better? Flintstones and the Jetsons. There was no villain, and they were sharing each other's experience.
You're right that the Simpsons and Jetsons was incredible, but I actually also like the Jimmy Neutron there because like I remember it starting off with like it's Friday the 13th, and that's because that's where the dimensions fuck up, and it's just like, Jimmy, you're the smartest kid in the universe, and it cuts over to Jimmy to Timmy Turner, and the teacher goes, you're the dumbest fucking kid ever. I love that dynamic where it's like Jimmy's super smart, he does all this stuff, but Timmy's a fucking idiot, but he has magic on his side. So when they actually start like interacting and they essentially have their rivalry, it's basically technology versus magic, and I love that shit.
Now the thing is, I want to bring
but they did it for 5 minutes, and the rest was
I don't give a shit.
It was us fighting these two fucking weak ass villains from the series.
Hey, they kept doing those. They had like they had the big one, but then
I stopped after the first one.
No, they did it a few more times.
What the fuck happened there?
I don't know.
Did Arnold become Arnold the Giant? What the fuck is going on?
He looks more like Johnny Tsunami to me.
No, he doesn't. He looks like Weird Al, mostly because of the hair.
Yeah,
and a big buff Weird Al. So apparently from that, you guys could just tell that Double Toasted has started. So if you guys want to watch them, check them out. If you want to stay with our beautiful faces, stay here.
Absolutely. And then here's the thing. You guys brought this up a while ago in a good way, saying Jetsons meet the Flintstones. Now, this is a good example of Hanna-Barbera fucking combinations, but there's some bad ones. Because boy.
Fuck you, Jet. Fuck you, Jet.
Okay, no, here's the thing, though. Jet's talking about one thing, I'm talking about another. She's talking about fucking the Jetsons. This is my boy. This is my Flintstones. I love Flintstones. And this with WWE, CM Punk. Why? The fuck? Dude, I didn't even watch this.
They did Flintstones, they did the Jetsons. And the whole premise is that the Big Show got frozen. He wakes up, realizes it's all robots that wrestle now. For some reason, he's able to beat fucking robots because that's how it works. And basically takes over the world as a wrestler because everyone else is bitch made.
It's so fucking stupid.
That sounds great to me, man. I want to watch it. Let's do it next.
I will fucking beat your fucking ass.
See, this is funny because I watched the shit out of the Jetsons and Flintstones, but I never really cared about those shows. So this is just fucking hilarious to me, honestly.
Yeah, and then, Robo WrestleMania, this is the Jetsons and WWE thing that Jet was talking about in the chat. And, this is pretty bad. And there's Big Show right there being the bad guy, of course. Look, animation looks alright. I'm sorry, I have to say it. Animation's okay. But God, it's so fucking stupid. It's so fucking stupid.
Man.
Like that drives me insane.
How about the ending, Nick? How about the ending where Big Show and all the wrestlers they come back and guess what? They bring back wrestling for the future and for the humans. Yeah.
Kill them all. Set them all a fucking blaze. I hate this shit. It's so fucking awful. Yeah, I would never watch this fucking thing.
So,
and I don't know why Jet watched it.
Speaking of crossovers that piss off Ganja, didn't Josie and the Pussycat and Archie in Riverdale?
Motherfucker, I'm gonna kill you. I'm gonna kill you in your goddamn sleep, Alan, with a fucking pillow so that you suffer 5 minutes before you go. Why'd you gotta bring that shit up, man? The fact that they bring up the Josie Pussycats and they make them their cheetah girls in the series so they can sell a fucking bullshit music trap that is just a mixture of all good old school disco. I don't know how, but the fucking Riverdale made me hate Donna Summers. I love me some Donna Summers. That's one of my fucking gay fucking songs, man. I jams that shit all the
Oh, I
time.
was gonna say your gay crush is like, I think she's a woman.
Dude, I heard that. Man.
No, that music is for gay people because I went to go see her live and I never seen so many rainbow flags in my life. So I know what type of music I'm fucking with. So I still love that shit. And they made me hate it. I don't know how.
But dude, Donna Summers.
They fucked her over and she's dead.
She's dead. Oh, that's not nice.
We really gotta watch season 2, man.
I just thought her career was dead.
Hey, that bitch was still singing making records till she passed away. Fuck you, Mr. Diaz.
I'm sorry, sir.
That's
Now, here's the thing. I'm about to be dead because this is one thing that I honestly didn't even really want to bring up that bad, but just fuck it. But people, here it is right here. Desert Bus is coming
Why?
to fucking VR.
Okay,
quick poll for the chat. Who actually knows what the fuck this is?
Hey, another quick poll for the chat. Why is Nick bringing us these simulation games and these terrible VRs where we sit down in a car and drive for miles and miles?
Oh, okay. I'm the only. I'm convinced I'm the only person here that actually knows what the fuck Desert Bus.
Oh, I know what it is because I watched the Angry Video Game Nerd talk about this fucking.
Okay,
thing.
so you know, man. For people that don't know the chat, basically the chat port. I can't remember what 2 states you're driving to. We're basically driving between 2 cities on a dirt fucking desert road, and you're driving like 45 kilometers or 45 miles an hour, and it takes 8 hours to go there and 8 hours to come back, and that's the whole fucking game.
Yep.
Of you just driving, and I think like there's no obstacles, there's no enemies, there's nothing. I think the only way you can fuck it up is if you drive off to the side and just kill yourself. But besides that, that's all the game is. You're just driving.
Yeah.
And dude, like this animation, like. It's the same thing. It's going
like my favorite was the fucking Angry Video Game Nerd was able to accomplish it and beat the game, and it's like a bullshit. Congratulations, you wasted time.
Well, yeah, like who? Like,
well, no,
I don't know why this game
those
exists.
2 fucking magician comedian fuckers. Who are they called?
Oh shit, man, Penn and Teller.
Yeah. Oh god, I hate the motherfuckers. Like, who's the guy the chubbier dude? Penn. Yeah. Fucking someone put a pen through his fucking eyes. Like I
don't
hate
like
that
him
dude.
because he's pretentious as fuck.
Oh, they're both pretentious, but that fucking fat dude, whatever dude, like I hate that motherfucker. He's always so just like physically pretentious, like just shitty looks on his fucking stupid face.
Got that weird little fucking not banana braid now. He don't got one of those. He got one of those little rat tails now on the back of the head.
Yeah, and then like this shit too. Like they made this, y'all. Like they made this to, I guess, prove a point. Like it was something with the message, right? Wasn't there some type of message of like, don't play video games?
What was the message?
It was supposed to like when realism gets too far for video games, and they were doing a commentary like, "Oh, if you can't shoot, you can't kill people, then let's just make the most mundane game ever." It was a commentary on people trying to censor video games, but they end up just torturing video game players.
Yeah, I mean it drives me.
Anyone else dumb enough to play this garbage?
Oh, you played this?
No, because I'm not.
Okay, I'm about to say.
Why the fuck did you waste an emulator on this?
I know how to kill a motherfucker.
I was watching. So when I saw this was back in the day, and it was this website called Loading Ready Run, and they did a charity where basically they just played the game. Like they played the game for like 24 hours straight or something, and it just kept going back and forth. And that was a charity of like, hey, we'll just play this boring ass fucking game. We're just gonna have conversations over, and we're gonna play it for as long as we can until we lose in some case. And it's like that was their charity thing. I'm like, that's the only time I ever see it, and it is the most boring fucking thing in the world.
Now, the thing I wanted to ask really quick too is just another community question, and YouTube chat, if you guys can come up with something, please. I want to see some creativity with this shit because maybe there is something to be talked about here. I don't know, but with this community question, are you able to name at least one thing, just one thing that is good about Desert Bus coming to VR? Just one fucking thing.
90s could be like, yo, man, I'm going to Vegas in VR.
No, fucking the 90s even said like he just got broke, man. This game broke him. He's like, VR is dead, man. I'm done. Press F. Like it's
yeah, best ever respects. Oh yeah, no, absolutely.
That happened. I missed that shit.
Oh,
this was in the chat, man. He posted it and it was just like Desert Bus in VR. I'm out.
Yeah, you know, and Zone Blaze saying, "Oh, shut the hell up," and I'm thinking like, okay, are you saying shut the hell up in the sense of like, oh, I cannot believe that they're actually doing this, or you mean like you're defending Desert Bus? Because if you're defending Desert Bus, that's some hipster shit. If man,
no one's defending Desert Bus. There's nothing to defend. Yeah. And honestly, the only thing I could think of is you'll kill yourself faster.
I mean, yeah.
The only thing I could think of, because you're strapping a VR headset to your eyes for 8 hours.
Oh,
and that's just gonna ruin your fucking life.
I mean, the
if
one
you're
thing
a masochist, maybe?
The one thing I can think of is if they can do something where they can upgrade those graphics well enough to the point where it's like as you're driving, maybe he's teaching you how to, like maybe the physics. I don't know.
So,
like,
so basically, truck simulator.
No, yeah, like Train
Yeah,
Simulator.
you
Like,
call Truck Simulator in VR, which I'm pretty sure is a thing.
yeah,
Truck simulators with bugs, DLC.
No, yeah, like imagine like having to make stops like in the bus, like, oh hey, and then you move your head to the right, and it's like, welcome to the bus, fuck you.
Yeah, that's not Desert Bus though. Like that's Truck Simulator.
This is
Like
what happens
that I
when,
can see, you know, that
when
can
you give magician comedians a chance to make a game, try to prove a point. They are just proving that pretentious people don't know how to fucking actually prove a point when they want to just be so rah about their shit.
You know what they should do? Honestly, and maybe this is shitty from me. I'm just a weird promoter, dude. I'm a piece of shit. I'm a businessman. What I would do is while you're playing this fucking game, on the top right corner, an ad comes up every fucking like 5 minutes. And when the ad comes up, you actually get paid virtual points as you're playing the game. So when you're playing Desert Bus, the longer you play, it's almost like a job. You just gotta sit there, drive, and watch ads all fucking day.
No, hold on. I'll raise you one further. I'll raise you one further. If they want to keep the commentary on the video game stuff and just like be a little bit more smarter with it, every 5 miles or like 2 miles, you have to pay like $1 or some like ridiculous amount
for gas.
For either gas or for tires, like a microtransaction within the game, and you have to spend at least $200 in order to beat it.
Fuck. And then nobody will care.
It's like a real road trip to Vegas. Maybe you have to charge you for food too.
Hey, and no one will care because it's not Star Wars.
The thing is, I hate that shit would work. Like, I'm just being funny, but that would fucking work.
Yeah, that would require effort into the game. And it's
man, I'll let you know right now. I love people. I love people that are willing to defend a joke and go with a joke. But if you're the type of person that I made this game, MCA product, the whole 9 yards, you bought it, you paid the $200. I like you, probably as a person, you might be a cool person. But as a human being, you don't need to reproduce. Yeah. Like, it's over. Like, don't do it.
You know what they should do? If they sell this and make money, they should do a sequel called Uber Desert. And you just in the back of an Uber car for like 8 hours. You just look outside, VR, and then you just play the radio. That's the whole thing.
Yeah, no, I completely agree. And then, like, maybe I don't know. I like the idea of financially putting something into it. Maybe on the side, you have to watch your friends broadcast when they do, like, video game streams. And, like, they know that you're
put stuff on the screen because you don't really need to pay attention to the actual, like, there's nothing in the game, so you don't have to pay attention to obstacles. This isn't Spy Hunter where you're, like, outrunning something. You're just driving. So I can totally imagine, like, put something in the corner and watch some fucking TV.
No shit. I mean, I don't know, but it's just, goddamn, it's just fucking crazy. But here's the thing, people. We've been talking a lot tonight, but it's time to get into the whole thing that's in the thumbnail. It's etc. etc. You know what else to say? It's just I'm just gonna do it now. Avengers Infinity War official trailer finally released, and here it is. Oh my!
And that's the show, folks.
Goodness.
See you tomorrow.
Yeah,
man, you got a job. You better get the fuck back here.
Man.
Hey man, we had 5 hosts. You could do that. Now we're down to 4.
Yeah, no shit.
We're like The Walking Dead.
Now, Alan doesn't want us to watch this. And, Alan, if you want to be quiet...
No, I've seen bits and pieces, so...
Okay. Because here's the thing. Ganja, right away, how are you feeling?
All right, you want my honest opinion? Like, because I can go on for at least a couple minutes with it. I am not really that excited, man.
Me, so too.
I don't know if it's because I've become so jaded to these trailers because so far, like at this point, honestly, for the Netflix and chill and our trailer things, we should probably like start seeing if we can join our local fucking critic review boards in our states, because I've seen so many of these trailers at the point that I can't get hard for them anymore. Like even the Star Wars one that came out recently, I had a hard time really getting excited because it has the music that's building up, but it's like every other hero trailer. They show the big baddie that's coming in. They show all the heroes reacting to it, and then they do a collage of all the new heroes that are showing up. It's basically what they did for the first Avengers, except all the new heroes that we come to love and enjoy. It feels more of the same to me, and I don't really feel the hype for it. The only time I felt hype was when they had the big, massive battle and they had multiple characters fighting, and they were all showing off their different powers and their different fighting styles, because that was different, and I want to see how they were able to manage all these heroes in one big action scene, doing all these incredible powers, different variations, and see how they actually pull it off in the technical sense and in a cinematography sense. But honestly, when it comes to the trailer itself and just the hype of the music, I feel as lackluster as I did during the Black Panther trailer.
Yeah, I feel the same way now. Allie just muted herself. I'm scared. I am scared as shit.
Fuck you guys!
Y'all
I thought that was her for a second.
No, me too, dude. I thought that was her. I was like, damn. No, but Allie, girl, take it. Like, what do you feel about this, and how wrong are me and Ganja?
Yeah, you guys are wrong. And no, hey, I will say, like, when I first looked at it, I was just in awe because everyone was in one movie and they were sharing the screen, and I was just like, just that fact alone just got me so excited. Because we've been waiting for this for so many years now, and they've been teasing it after every single movie, basically. Yeah. I will say that I think that Thanos is going to be a disappointment for a villain. Just because I feel like they're hyping him up so much that I feel like he's just going to be underwhelming. Like, he just seems typical to me. The CGI looks good, I think, for him.
The thing is, I mean, you say about Thanos, but I mean, I feel like he looks very threatening. I mean, come on.
Hey man, if you've ever read the Infinity Gauntlet comic, that's basically Thanos.
Yeah, but go ahead, Allie. I'm just being stupid.
No, I mean, basically, like his appearance, I really don't have a problem with. The motion capture looks really good. It feels like, even just by what we saw, I felt like, you know, all the muscles moving in his face just looked more natural. But I just don't think he's gonna be as good of a villain as Loki, and even Loki's in this. Like, yeah. I wouldn't be surprised if he takes his spotlight. But other than that, I mean, this looks freaking awesome. What can I say? I'm excited. I'm more excited for this than any upcoming DC project. And I'm a DC fan. That's coming from someone who I do like both, but I definitely lean more so on the DC side. So I definitely I'm like really stoked. I'm super excited, and I just don't think this is gonna be a bad movie though. Honestly, I think the villain might be a little disappointing. I don't think he'll be as bad as the villain from Thor: The Dark World. Oh, yeah. But I think he'll only be remembered just because it was just beat into us for so long, like, oh, Thanos is the big baddie, oh snap, Thanos. But other than that, I just don't think he's gonna have a lot of depth. But I could be wrong. You never know. Yeah. But this is still directed by the Russo brothers. I think I'm correct. So yeah. I just don't think this is going to be terrible. I think it's going to be amazing. I think we're going to get some amazing visuals, some great action scenes, and there's going to be a lot of substance to all of the characters. So I think this is just going to be Civil War just times 1,000.
Yeah, so, probably. And I love Civil War. So I mean, like, I mean, that you saying that kind of gets me excited too, and I feel the same way. But one thing that will say, and I feel like this was definitely, like, this character totally stole the show. But Spider-Man, this suit, I fucking love the suit. The only time I've ever seen that suit is I was watching a Watch Mojo video about, like, top 10, like, favorite Spider-Man suits. Yeah. And something technologically badass like that. And I hope that we get a chance to see, maybe not this movie, but, like, the next one. I want to see him with the actual spider legs in the back. Like, I love that design for Spider-Man.
So, that's the dumbest design ever, dude.
Wait, you didn't like the design at all?
That design's fucking garbage, man. I saw that shit in the comments. This is fucking retarded. Someone's like, yeah, Spider-Man, but he's too much of a man. How do we make more Spider-Man? Give him legs. How many? All of them. So dumb.
No, I mean, here's the thing. I mean, and I agree with Allie in the sense, like, I feel like, yeah, like, Thanos is not going to be a very great villain, but Marvel always kind of fucks up with villains, and I feel like with the villains, this movie can get around having a bad villain and still be good. And I don't think the movie's going to be bad. I'm not saying that, but I do feel like this trailer was bad. I can say, like, I love Spider-Man Homecoming. I still think those trailers are some of the worst fucking trailers I've ever seen. I fucking despise those trailers, and that movie is amazing. And this movie might be amazing too. But I do think that Spider-Man, he's like the best part of this. I don't like any of the Guardians of the Galaxy guys. I fucking don't like, anybody else in here. And the Black Panther thing, I haven't seen his movie yet. So honestly, I don't really care about Black Panther. I don't. I mean, give me some time with him, and maybe I'll like him after Black Panther, the movie. But I mean, we only got, like, what, 10 minutes of this dude in fucking Civil War? Like, which
could have been edited out. I still stand by that.
And then, like, with that too, like, this big ass thing, that big Iron Man thing, we saw that in Civil War. And Doctor Strange, I fucking hate Doctor Strange. Doctor Strange fucking sucks.
It was mediocre, honestly.
No, Doctor Strange fucking sucks. I know people love, like, Double Toast and Spill, and it's like, oh, like, Cargill worked on it. Cargill has done some poo-poo. Yeah. But
have you seen Sinister 2?
I haven't. I saw the first
I didn't even like Sinister 1, I'll say it.
Yeah, and I seen the first one. It was an alright idea, but Doctor Strange thing. But here's the thing: it's not made for me. You know what I mean? Like my opinion, and I'm gonna tell the chat right away. Like, don't listen to me because I don't like comic book movies. I don't like comic books. I don't like comic book heroes. I don't like hero, super villain bullshit. I mean, dude, how can you be scared of Thanos and he's wearing those fucking rings like he's a goddamn pimp?
Well, not even that. Like you're not into comic books, but I'm fucking heavily into Spider-Man and all these Avengers storylines, and I love the Marvel series. I'm more of a Marvel fanboy than I am a DC. Completely 100%. Like I'm glad that DC's losing. Honestly, I'm on that side of that shit. But my thing is like, it was more of the same. Like I saw a lot of tidbits that I can go back to the first Avengers trailer where you've seen all the aliens run through New York and they're all fighting them one by one on side by side. I just hope it's not just a bunch of retread from the first Avengers movie, because that was their safe template and they keep going with that. And honestly, from all these characters in danger, if they don't, like, this is the problem with a lot of these Marvel films. And Alan, you probably gonna disagree with me because you're a little bitch about this. But if they don't kill somebody, man, they are not really showing the stakes in this shit.
Okay, so and I did see bits and pieces. So it's one of those things where it's like I guess I'm more leaning towards Ali's side on this. But it's one of those things where I thought the trailer itself was underwhelming. But what got me was like seeing all the characters, and I love crossover stuff. Ever since I was a kid, seeing Doctor Strange standing right beside Iron Man and Spider-Man and the Hulk and Thor, I love that shit. I love that shit more than anything. The actual trailer, like I think I just love the idea of it, and the trailer gave me visuals. But to me, this is typical trailer stuff. Show a bunch of the main characters, show some cool battle scenes, trailer's over. Like there was no breaking the mold.
Yeah.
I honestly fuck Thanos. They have had 15 fucking movies, and they've showed him for a total of 5 minutes. He is not a threat in the comic. He's a fucking bitch. He's in the friend zone, which is his entire motivation, is he's stuck in the friend zone. Why does anybody think that Thanos is going to be anything more than a little bitch in this fucking movie?
I mean, do you agree with that, by the way, Ali? Or?
I don't have any knowledge of Thanos that much from the comics, because all I've read from Marvel have been a couple of Thor comics and what was the other one? Deadpool.
Yeah.
And I know in Deadpool I got to read a little bit of Death, like Death was like Deadpool's friend or whatever. So like I only know a little bit of that character, of who Thanos kind of like really worships. So I don't have a good reading on how his character's like. Only know is that like Marvel copied Thanos, what do you call it? Darkseid. Just saying. And Darkseid's much cooler. But anyway. No, yeah. So I mean, from what I've seen in the movies, like, I don't care. I don't care about this dude. There's just nothing from these stingers that we've seen of Thanos that would have such a great, like, oh, you guys need to be prepared. I feel like the Avengers could easily take down this dude. It might be a little difficult. But no doubt they're going to come out victorious in some way. I just don't see him as a huge threat like I've seen other villains, in other films. So exactly. Yeah. So whatever thing that I feel like they're just trying too hard to hype him up, and there is just no basis for why we should feel that this dude is a bad deal, for these characters.
Yeah, he needed to have shown up in another movie, maybe Iron Man 3 or something. He needed to have shown up in some small capacity, because like when you watch
he did in Guardians.
No, what I mean is like when you watched a lot of the animated superhero stuff like when you're kids, and they wanted the big bad for the season, he would show up mid-season, wreck shit, and then be like, you know what, fuck it, I got better things to do, because he had a plan. He would then leave and come back. So it's like when he comes back, you're like, oh shit, last time we didn't do anything. We're stronger this time. Are we going to be able to do it? They've never fought Thanos. We don't know his strength. He could be a fucking wimp and die as soon as, Hawkeye throws an arrow into his face. Or he could sit there and fucking beat the crap out of half the human roster. It's like, we don't know what his power level is relative to anything. So it's like him showing up in Guardians and going, rah, 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 plot. That's not really building up the threat of a villain. Like, I mean, to me, it's like, when I'm watching this, I'm more looking forward to how cool the characters look, how cool some of the action scenes look. Like Ali said, the Russo brothers, they're great fucking, like, I don't think they've made a movie that I didn't like at least enough of it that I'd watch it 2 or 3 times. So it's like, I'm excited for that alone. And actually, I don't know if Ganja can hear me, but something that he said, like, I don't think that you need to sit there and wipe out half the cast to make this movie good. But I think in order to make Thanos, you do have to have, like, some of the characters do need to be knocked off. And I think that it should be a surprise. Like, I don't want to know who's going to get knocked off, but I want it to be a surprise. Do people I'm not going to expect, but make it work good, you know?
Yeah, and something that's important too, not just like a character. Like when I saw that Don Cheadle's character, I forgot that they call him.
Oh, War Machine.
Yeah, War Machine. When I saw that he was basically getting killed, or not, or almost got killed in the trailer for Civil War, I was like, okay, like that's gonna be a big moment for the fans, but I don't give a fuck about that character.
I kind of like in the movie in Civil War. I kind of thought and I kind of hoped he would go because I think that it would have made the end fight a little bit more. Where it's like, okay, because of you, my friend is dead. This isn't your fault. I'm still kind of mad at you. And then the further part of Civil War would have just been like, you know what? Why the fuck am I your friend? And then they fight. I think that would have been a lot better if Rhodey actually passed. But that'd be a situation where it's like they build this character up to not so much be the most important person in Iron Man's world, but to be friends with Iron Man. So when that happens, like, oh, okay, you could feel that. And it's just like, that to me is like, I don't think you should kill characters off to make a villain look cool. I think it helps. It's an easy writing trope of, like, do the Negan thing, have the character show up and murder somebody to establish the villain. But to me, I feel like that's a really easy writing trope to do, of get the villain to just show up and murder somebody immediately to get the stakes. But, and Ganja's back, like, I kind of agree with you, Ganja, that people do need to start getting knocked off, but not just for the sake of it, like something like a Saving Private Ryan, where they make it through the whole movie, and then now because it's the climax, let's start killing people off. They should do it throughout the movie so that you can see that the stakes are always real.
That's where I disagree, because they're definitely going to do a final fight scene where everyone fights on Thanos at one time, and it's kind of hard to do one by one if they're all going to charge at this dude.
Yeah,
I just think that's BS. If like, oh, they made it through the whole 2-part movie, and the last 30 minutes, yeah, we'll kill everyone here. It's like, no, just make it make sense over the course of the movie. Some people have to sacrifice themselves for battle. Some people actually tried to go up against Thanos themselves and get wiped out. Like, make it organic, not just, well, it's a climax, we gotta do something big.
Yeah, and in the chat over here too, I mean, Zone Blade, he's saying, oh, Nick is supposedly my friend. Jesus is bitter, man. Yeah, I am bitter. I'm sorry, I'm a bitter motherfucker. But
I'm talking more shit about this than Nick is.
Yeah, but you know, and Broke, he says, I think they should have gave us like bits of Thanos' backstory to help the catch. Oh, definitely, I 100% agree. And
I think he should have showed up, and he should have wrecked house at least once, and like maybe like show up in Avengers 2 Ultron and just wreck house, and then Ultron shows up and goes, yo, this is my turf. And he goes, fuck it, I'll be back later. Like, right. I think it would have been better if we got to see his power level beforehand, because like, is he stronger than Ultron? Is he stronger than Loki? Is he like Malekith? Like, what is his fucking power level?
Yeah, and you know, here's the thing too. I love, man. Yeah, Broke, you're fucking awesome, because he's bringing up like, yeah, Negan was talked about a lot right before he came up. But the thing is though, is like when he came up right away, he killed somebody, and then he don't kill somebody again for hours and hours of content. I mean, this is like 5 episodes, and I was like, cool. But why couldn't Thanos somehow could have killed somebody in one of these, like, not stingers, I mean, you know, but like one of these endings? I just, the only thing that I know of Thanos is stingers, which the movie's over, so that doesn't count. You can't get this character to be important, or like to use a wrestling terminology, you can't get this character over on off-screen shit just because, oh, well, if you are a fan of Marvel, you'll know to stay there when the movie's over. Like, I'm sorry, but no, the movie's over. If you have a story to tell me in the fucking movie.
He should have fought Thor. He honestly should have fought Thor, because Thor is one of the most powerful, like, if you look at power, he's one of the most powerful Avengers in the cinematic universe. He should have gone up against Thor, because then you have an idea of his power level. But it's just like, I've read the comics, and it's like, I don't know if Ganja's ever read Infinity Gauntlet, which is what this is based off of. It is honestly, it made, I was like so into the character because of the Avenger movies. I was like, oh, he looks so cool. But then when you read the comic, you realize he is literally in the friend zone because all he wants is death to love him. So he steals the Infinity Gauntlet, gets all the fucking gems, and wipes out half the universe. He goes, I did it for you. I did it for love. Love me. She goes, no, you're a fucking loser. I'm not going to love you.
Glove off of me.
That's literally the entire plot of that. I'm just like, you are the worst villain I've ever seen in a comic.
Yeah, so, I mean, to wrap it up and everything, I mean, I will say this movie, and I mean, we'll go around the whole roundtable here. I feel like this movie's going to be good. I know this movie's going to be good. I'm going to have fun. I just want shit to explode, honestly. But that trailer was bad, and this villain, I'm telling you, and I know it's prejudging, so it's prejudiced. But
Purple Bruce Willis?
Yep, absolutely. Purple Bruce Willis. And people were saying he's like Stone Cold, actually.
A little bit.
Or Steve Wilkos with a more egg shape, you know. But the thing is, though, that character bad, and the way you guys have been building this fucking feud like throughout this entire series, I don't like anything. You can't even, like, honestly, and I know Alan was probably like hoping like, okay, well, why does he have to do the Negan thing where he kills somebody to get over and get important? Well, he can't destroy the world because every other fucking villain has done that. I mean, honestly, at this point, Steppenwolf is a better Thanos than Thanos. And we just watched Justice League, and it wasn't a good movie. But I mean,
well,
at
least, even with I don't know, man. Like to me, I'm worried it's gonna be not the same level as the Steppenwolf because they'll give him more lines of dialogue. But I really think it's gonna be a Negan situation where it's like, okay, who is somebody no one cares about? Hawkeye. He's not even in the trailer. Thanos gonna come out and go rah rah rah, pop, punch Hawkeye in the face, and that's gonna be like his entrance, where it's like nobody really cares about Hawkeye. If he dies, no one's really gonna care. But it's just like we haven't built you up in any movies. Fuck it, let's just kill Hawkeye.
Now, Alan, I want to ask you that too. Like, when I said that, because you had a reaction, I'm kind of curious why that reaction happened. Do you agree with me about Steppenwolf being Thanos before Thanos, or what do you feel? Like, you think I'm full of shit?
No, not at all. They're completely different because he's not even the big bad. I mean, Darkseid is the one, of course, that is most like Thanos because he was, this Marvel kind of ripped off. But
oh, really? Okay, that sucks.
No, yeah, I can't really think of anyone else to, I guess you could say Apocalypse in a way was similar in that all the heroes got together to defeat this dude, and he wanted to bring wrath upon the world or whatever the heck he wanted, whatever freaking dramatic self. So yeah, I would say something like that. Trying to think of something else, but that's what comes off the top of my head.
But obviously, you think that like this is gonna be a good movie, and I mean, this trailer in itself too. I mean, we all know. I think we're all gonna agree that it's gonna be a good movie. But like, Allie, trailer-wise, what did you feel about the trailer? Like,
hey, the trailer was great. It got me hyped. It was very dramatic. You were kind of like, oh man, who's gonna go? I don't know, but everyone's working together again. Oh my god, this is great. So I'm just excited to see all of these new characters like interact with the people who've been in the Marvel universe since the beginning. It'll be really, really interesting because having all those very what do you call it, like crazy personalities all in one room. You saw just like a couple of them bickering and all of that in the first Avengers. So can you imagine that times 5? So that's what I'm mostly looking forward to, is just the character moments between everyone. So yeah.
Now, the main thing here, and I mean, I think we've all said what we had to say and everything. I think we all, agree on certain things. But I'm curious what Ganja's going to say about this particular thing. This very last thing, people are about to wrap it up. But James Franco's X-Men spinoff will be rated R. Now, right now, I think, and I'm going to show the chat really quick, I think they're talking about the Disaster Artist right now. Because people are talking about James Franco and everything.
Ain't that about a bitch?
Yeah, ain't that about a bitch. The thing is, though, I feel like, man, James Franco, is everyone just freaking out too much on getting on James Franco's balls a little bit? Because I feel like that's the case. I mean, Alan, what do you feel about that? Do you feel like James Franco is just being overhyped currently?
See, the thing about James Franco is I've always liked him in little things. Like, he was my favorite part of Rise of the Planet of the Apes. And it's always been little moments where I've liked him. I've never really liked him in a starring role for that much. So it's like the idea that's like, James Franco's this great comedian. It's just like, he's always been all right. He's always been good as a supporting character. So the idea that they're trying to sell his name to me, it's like, I don't really get it.
Yeah, no, I mean, I don't get it either. Now you know why people are freaking out about this Disaster Artist thing and Time Was So and the Room, and I'm over the James Franco hype train quite a bit. Ganja, how about you, man?
With James Franco, like, he was very popular in the late 2000s, like around 2008, 2009, right after Pineapple Express, and he started doing 128 Hours, I think it was called.
Oh, yep.
And he started doing some like like those old school style art house films that were like designed around like being eccentric and really focused on one main character doing weird shit. And that's kind of became his bread and butter after he just really kind of went balls in deep with with the comedies that were really shitty at half the time. Like, if it wasn't with the Seth Rogen crew, like I think the last movie he did with them was the one that got banned by North Korea.
Oh, The Interview?
Yeah, The Interview. And it basically kind of stopped it for a little while. He kept doing like little small things, but a lot of people were up his ass for almost starting a war and just being a kind of a dick about the whole situation, him and Seth Rogen. But to see them come back and do something as I'm sorry to mute my camera, but I'm blowing my nose at the same time. So my allergies want to act at the same time. But them coming back as Seth Rogen and them all coming up as one team, I got a little hope for the film. And especially if this is like, all right, for example, like we all hate Soul Plane to a horrible degree, and we see it as a horrible movie.
But we do.
Yeah, but I appreciate it for the shitty film it is. But if we all were like put in charge of making the next make a documentary about lambasting the production, how the actors felt about it, I'm pretty sure just how we feel about the movie and what we experienced within it, especially adding everyone else in within the chat room of the MCA that hates that film, we can easily come up with what they're coming up with Tommy Wiseau. It's just we don't have the actual comedic chops as the Seth Rogen crew, and I think that's what's going to carry the movie along. My only problem is if it turns into just let's make fun of Tommy Wiseau for an hour and a half.
Yeah, and that's what I'm afraid of too.
Easily be.
Yeah, I mean, and I just hope that's not the case, and I hope that this rated R thing, because it's like hype on hype. It's layers of hype here, because you get a situation where people are hyped about James Franco and everything, especially with disaster artists, and then you get people that are hyped about X-Men, and then you get people that are hyped about rated R superhero movies. It's like this is trend, like trend.
I hate that BS right now, where it's like, oh man, put rated R on it. We don't even know what the fuck's about X-Men rated R. It's gonna be great, right?
Yeah.
Maybe.
And it doesn't make sense to me. So I mean, I don't know. For me, I can't wait to see what's gonna happen. I just wanted to bring that up really quick. Just seeing as how there's been so much comic book talk.
All I know is I'm gonna go see the Disaster Artist, and y'all check out for my next show.
You have fucking fun with that.
Wait, are you seriously going to see that this week?
Yeah, I'm gonna make sure to go check it out. Especially that Allie's talking about going to see it too. Might as well.
Allie, what the fuck?
Man, it looks good.
God damn it!
I've always been fascinated with this movie. So hearing like what Kanji was telling everyone earlier, at least like between ourselves, that it's just really cool hearing all of the behind the scenes stuff that happened. Like that's more fascinating than the actual movie. So that's the stuff I really would love to know and yeah. So
read the fucking book. I don't know. I'm sorry. I'm just mad.
No, I want to see a movie adaptation. Shoot.
Hey, all I know is, man, it's probably gonna be a great movie. In School Days, Makoto is the best male character ever.
Y'all are fucking crazy. After we watched The Room in the viewing party, your first thought is, I want more of this bullshit. Fuck
it's not more of The Room. It's more of like what went on behind the scenes. Like,
I get that.
Allie's got her excuse, but I'm leaving it right now. After Oogie Loves, I was ready to fucking sponsor a sequel on Kickstarter, bro.
I get the wanting this. Oh, sorry, go ahead.
No, because I was just gonna say too, because we're gonna be ending off and everything. But like the one thing I want to bring up really quick is, speaking of that, Saturday Flex and Show, it returns, and we are gonna be talking about School Days and like talking about shitty movies and everything. Gotcha, I fucking hate your goddamn guts. Like, I fucking hate that goddamn show. I
can't believe y'all finished that shit.
Oh, so fucking bad. But School Days, the anime, and then also we're talking about Punisher. I don't know how far you guys have gotten into Punisher, but we'll be watching it.
And real quick heads up, more than likely it's going to be spoiler talk, y'all.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, definitely.
It's been over a week.
No, definitely straight up spoilers. So if you guys want to come onto the show and everything too, you guys can actually let us know, especially through Facebook or our Facebook page, the Midnight Chat Attack Facebook page. Which, by the way, Ganj, I'm gonna go ahead and put this up really quick too, and you can tell them about that Facebook page. Son.
Bring up that sexy ass Facebook page that we worked so hard on. All right, guys. Like I said earlier in the first half of the show, this is our MCA official Facebook page. As you can see, we even got the hashtag Midnight Chat Attack, not hashtag at Midnight Chat Attack. But anyways, I digress. Make sure to go there and give you guys your comedic questions, post those fan arts. Just, if you want to just go in there and bullshit as well, it's open to everyone that's part of the MCA community. And we want to see you guys in there because that will give us a chance to actually bring the community closer and engage with you guys better. And like I said earlier in the half of the show, if you want to send community questions, you can also send that through a private message system within the group page so we all get it rather than just one of us at a time. And make sure to check it out Friday because we're going to be doing another Untitled MCA game show. We don't know what the game is going to be at the moment. We're going to be working on it and see if it works. It's probably either going to be something nostalgic or something a little bit modern, depending on how well the setup works. And we'll let you guys know ahead of time.
Yeah, and by the way, Broke, we're going to be doing this 7:30 CST on Saturday, and then the video game show that Gandhi was just talking about right now, too.
Same time, 7:30 CST.
7:30 CST on Friday, right?
Yep. Yes, sir.
Yep. And then speaking of that, too, if you guys saw The Disaster Artist, Ganja just said he's going to watch it. Ali said she's going to watch it, too. It's going to be a lot of review stuff happening on Saturday. Saturday's going to be a pretty big fucking show. We want you all to come over here and either chill in the YouTube chat or the Double Toasted chat or come onto the show. And speaking of that, too, we might be doing after hours right now. When we do the after hours, Alan, why don't you tell them the rules of the after hours, buddy?
Well, generally speaking, there are no fucking rules, but we always keep the normal rules of just whatever we end up watching, just, make sure you're not overpowering the dialogue, try to make the jokes funny and on point, and overall just have fun.
Yeah, overall just have fun, because that's what it's all about, folks. And that's basically about it, man. We about to leave, so with that said, on the ones, on the twos, on the threes, attack the chat!